Winter is upon us, and the boys of Caribou County have divided their attention between the mats and the hardwood. Tonight, we put our focus onto the basketball court for another thrilling edition of Caribou County basketball. It doesn't matter if you put on the red and black of Soda Springs, the red and gray of Grace, or the purple of North Gem. When it comes to Caribou County basketball, the Bear is colorblind in its coverage, bringing you every dive into the bench, every shot from the outside, and every pass to the paint, as the boys of the county fight, scratch, and claw their way towards the hope of an appearance at the state tournament. It's boys basketball in Caribou County right now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Sports on KBRV are brought to you by Sanders Furniture, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. Now, let's turn our attention to the court as we send it to the voice of Caribou County, Caleb Burgraff.
And welcome everybody out to the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles, as Soda Springs and the Cardinals getting set to take on the Eagles in what should be a very, very good contest tonight for both of these two teams, as the Cardinals coming in on a little bit of a high note after taking down American Falls and the Beavers 71-35 on the road. As for Marsh Valley and the Eagles, they are coming off of a pair of wins themselves, as they were able to get a big win on the weekend against Teton here at home, a 37-35 win for Marsh Valley and the Eagles that moved them to 3-4 on the season. So two teams that are riding a little bit of a high note, and two teams that are looking to try and build some momentum going into the new year here at the home of the Eagles. 3:50 to go here in our JV game. 46-45 is your score at the moment in this contest. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have our standout student coming up with you on the other side. Ethan Miller was kind enough to join us as our standout student, brought to you by Caribou Motor Rewind. And we'll also talk a little bit more about what's coming up in tonight's game here on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online, where you can watch live video streaming of tonight's contest at mylocalradio.com/Soda Springs. All that's coming up on the other side of the break on your home for Soda Springs basketball, KBRV 800 The Bear, and online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Today, my new dad and I shot off a rocket in the park.
Today, my new son and I failed to shoot off a rocket.
The rocket launched into the air
and then crashed into the pond.
I'll never forget that day.
I'll never forget that day, even if I tried.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 17th through the 30th. We start off with a ribeye holiday roast for $6.89 a pound. They also have frozen bone-in half spiral hams for $1.27 a pound. And don't forget about their holiday New York roast for $4.99 a pound as well. If you're looking for some delicious veggies, go ahead and grab one of their 2-pound packages of baby carrots for $2.49. They also have grape tomatoes for $1.99 for every 10.5-ounce package. That's your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out into our pregame show, as right now there's about 2 minutes and 26 seconds left in the JV contest between the Soda Springs Cardinals and the Marsh Valley Eagles here. The Cardinals on top 48-45. They've erased a 7-point deficit, I believe, that was back in the third quarter with it raining, or with several 3 balls that they were able to put up from the outside and right now they've been able to hold on to that lead as Morgan Steele takes a trip to the free throw line and is going to be trying to build on the lead. Right now, though, it's time for us to take a look at our Caribou Motor Rewind standout student. We had a chance to sit down with Ethan Miller from Soda Springs High School, a sophomore at the high school. We'll be back with his comments right after this on this presentation of Soda Springs Cardinals basketball on KBRV 800 The Bear with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
For the past 32 years, the team at Caribou Motor Rewind has been specializing in pumps and electric motors, including domestic pumps for house wells. Offering parts and service, they have everything you need. The team at Caribou Motor Rewind thanks everyone in southeastern Idaho for your business and congratulates area high school students on their hard work and dedication to schoolwork and to sports. Caribou Motor Rewind, 198 North Hooper, Soda Springs. Stop in today.
Time now for us to jump back into our interview. Ethan Miller, a sophomore at Soda Springs High School, was kind enough to sit down and talk with us about how his school year's been going. Let's jump into that interview right now before we come back here and give you a little bit more of a highlight of what's going on here at the home of the Eagles between the Cardinals and the Marsh Valley squad.
Caleb Burgraff here with Ethan Miller, who's a sophomore at Soda Springs High School. He's our standout student for this week. And Ethan, how's the school year been going for you so far?
It's been going pretty good. Our football season wasn't too great, but now I'm in wrestling, and we got a lot of new kids, and it's going pretty well.
We'll talk a little bit more about the sports side of things a little bit later, but what classes are you taking this year as your sophomore?
Pretty much the standard math, biology, and English. I'm taking Spanish, actually, right now. It's my last year of high school for Spanish, and it's going pretty well.
You excited to wrap up the foreign language, or is that something you enjoy and might keep going on with as you keep going through high school?
I think I might actually continue to learn Spanish later on in life, but I'm not sure about high school.
The difference between your sophomore year and your freshman year, you're wrapping up your first semester with the sophomore year. Did you find it easier your sophomore year, harder this year?
Definitely harder. The classes are a lot more advanced, and it's not anything like middle school anymore. Their teachers don't really baby you as much.
Talking about the teachers, now that you've kind of gotten a feel for the teachers in the school in your second year, who's your favorite teacher? Who are the teachers that have stood out to you?
I'd have to say Mr. Horsley. I mean, he's a really good teacher. He always gets everything we need to learn for the test or the section we're in reading. Overall, he's just a great guy.
What do you look for in a teacher? What makes a good teacher to you?
Someone who's really there for the students and explains everything thoroughly.
You talked about doing some stuff in sports, football season obviously. What position did you play in football?
I played wide receiver and cornerback in football.
A little bit small on the smaller side. Did that intimidate you at all when you first got out there onto the field, or did you pretty quickly get over that?
At first, but our coaches were really good at keeping us ready and prepared, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
I know you guys have wrestling right now, too. By the time this interview plays, your first half of the season will be over, but you guys have the MLAD tournament coming up. Are you excited for that, and how's the season been going for you there?
I'm pretty excited for the MLAD tournament. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there because I'm going out of town, but my teammates, they've been working really hard at practice, and I'm excited for them.
Are there any other things you do outside of sports for clubs, or any other clubs that you're thinking about getting into as well?
I actually don't. I'm thinking about going to the play that the high school is hosting sometime this week, though.
Is that something that interests you, too, inside the drama side of things, or is that to support other students and friends that you have in the play?
Just to support some friends that I have in the play.
What about outside of school? What do you do for fun outside of school here in the town of Soda? I mean, it's a small town, but there's still plenty of stuff to do. Do you hunt? Do you go out and snowboard?
I go hunting. I like to ski a lot, and I play some video games, too.
What got you into skiing instead of snowboarding? Not often you hear kids these days talking about enjoying the two skis instead of the one snowboard.
Well, I guess it's just a family kind of thing, just born into skiing. All my family does it, so.
One final question for you, and we'll let you go. What's your favorite thing about being a Soda Springs Cardinal? When you come to school, what makes it enjoyable to come to school here?
Just how much school spirit we have, and we're a pretty close group. I've been to quite a few other schools before I moved here, and it's just not the same.
Ethan, thank you so much again for taking the time to talk with us. Good luck to you the rest of your year.
Thanks for having me.
That was sophomore Ethan Miller from Soda Springs High School, as he was our standout student today, brought to you by Caribou Motor Rewind in Soda Springs. You're tuned into our pregame show right now, where there is right now 30 seconds or so left in the fourth quarter. Marsh Valley with the basketball will wrap up this quarter of play before we move it on to the rest of our pregame show, as the Cardinals holding on a 5-point lead, and Morgan Steele is going to be fouled on his next chance to hold the basketball by Jacob McNabb, a sophomore from Marsh Valley High School. And it'll be Morgan Steele heading back to take a couple of free throws. It is double bonus time for Soda Springs and the Cardinals. That the 10th team foul on Marsh Valley and the Eagles. And Morgan Steele, who's had a very good game so far at the JV level, is looking to try and continue that, but can't hit the first free throw and rolls that one off the right side of the rim. And the clock remains at 24 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, Soda Springs looking to try and sweep the first two games here tonight. Morgan knocks home the second free throw, and a timeout is going to be taken by, I believe, Soda Springs and the Cardinals to talk things over. And it is going to be a full timeout. We'll keep it right here, as I said, and remind you that this game, all games, and any game that is in the future is brought to you by Caribou Memorial Hospital in Soda Springs, where you're going to find a qualified, happy, and fun staff working with doctors who have a real interest in your well-being. They also have a large network of specialists and surgeons working in state-of-the-art surgical facilities and feature on-site rehabilitation services to ensure you have a comfortable and timely recovery. That's Caribou Memorial Hospital Living Center and Clinics at 300 South 3rd West in Soda Springs. I want to thank them for being a sponsor here of Soda Springs Cardinals basketball and Soda Springs Cardinals athletics all throughout the year. And thanks to all of our proud sponsors of Cardinals athletics. If you want to be a sponsor of Cardinals athletics, I want to remind you that you can always give us a call at our station or swing by our station. That is located just across the street from the post office and just to the left of the Maverick station down South Main Street. And if you want to be interested in advertising, then go ahead and swing by the station or give us a call at 208-547-2400, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you about the options. We have plenty of spots still open on the schedule and on the advertising bracket available for this season and the upcoming baseball and softball seasons as well. It'll be Marsh Valley coming out with the basketball out of the timeout with under 20 seconds to go. 6-point lead for Soda Springs. Marsh Valley need to do something very quick here as they're going to move the ball over to the left side corner. 3 ball put up by Mason Thomas. Missed. Morgan Steele comes up with the rebound. He's going to be fouled again with 7.6 seconds left to go. And that one most likely is going to do it for this game after they got that miss on the 3-point ball. So the Cardinals have a quick chance to try and wrap things up here. With 7.6 seconds left to go. They'll back everybody out of the key, in fact, so only Morgan Steele is going to stand there at the free throw line, surrounded by 5 white jerseys as he gets the basketball from the official, takes 3 dribbles, and the left-handed free throw shooter cannot knock home the free throw, so it's going to be one more coming up for the junior at the line. Cardinals again won the freshman game. I did not catch the score of the freshman game by the time it ended here. With 4.8 seconds left, the ball is brought up once again now by, it looks like, Tanner Whitworth. His last second shot, no good, off the side of the rim. And the final score of this JV game is going to be a win for Soda Springs and the JV Cardinals, 54-48 over Marsh Valley and the Eagles. We have more coming up on your pregame shows. We'll talk a little bit more about what Marsh Valley and the Eagles are going to be bringing to the table on the other side of this. Assistant coach Kent Howe talked with us on the pregame show. We'll also be talking with senior Will Kress from the Soda Springs Cardinals basketball team about what his thoughts were on the way the season's been going for the Cardinals and what they need to do in order to continue to have success on this season. That's all coming up on the other side of this break on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
mylocalradio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles as Soda Springs getting set for their 7th game of the season for Marsh Valley and the Eagles. They've already played 7 games this year. They come into this with a record of 3-4 on the season. They're looking to try and climb back to the ranks of the 500 teams in the state, and they've been able to do that with back-to-back wins in their last 2 contests. They started out with a victory on the season, an impressive victory at that, beating South Fremont 55-48 before South Fremont headed to Soda Springs to take on the Cardinals. And after that, it was 4 straight losses, 2 to Sugar-Salem, 1 to South Fremont at their own gym in a 41-37 loss. Then a loss to Bear Lake, a surprising loss at that on December 12th, a 54-35 loss for Marsh Valley on the road. After that, they throttled Malad 54-11 at Malad, and then got a 37-35 win over Teton in their last contest on the 19th 3 days ago. So the Cardinals coming against a team that is starting to make a rebound, starting to really push their way forward, and has a lot of high hopes. We had a chance to sit down and talk with Kent Howe, the assistant coach of Marsh Valley and the Eagles, here on KBRV 800 The Bear, and online at mylocalradio.com here on your pregame show.
Caleb Burgraff here on the pregame show with Kent Howe, the assistant coach for the Marsh Valley Eagles. And coach, the season so far for you guys, 3-4 on the year is your record. What have been your thoughts from the bench as far as how the kids have been playing?
You know, we've had our ups and downs. So far it's been a bit of a roller coaster, but we like where we're headed. We're starting to get the team to gel a little bit. You know, we've had a hard time getting them to work together. They got some new kids playing up, and we're pretty young overall. And so we like where we're headed.
I noticed you guys have won your last 2 games. Is it good to have that type of rhythm going into the back half of the year and really be able to start seeing the improvement from your team on the court?
Yeah, we need that, and we like our chances tonight at home after winning 2, and we need this game to get back to 500, and we feel like, you know, the back half of our schedule is more towards our benefit, and so we're excited to see what the kids will do and see if we can get them playing better.
Your last game had to be a huge momentum boost for you guys. A tough contest against Teton, winning that one 37-35. What was that like for you guys as coaches on the bench to see your kids come through in not just a big game, but a tight game like that?
You know, it was good to see them play some team ball, and we've struggled a little bit executing when the pressure hit, and in that game they executed really well, and some of our younger kids were the ones that stepped up and made some big hits or big shots and clutch foul shots, and so it was exciting to get that win.
When you look at your team, not a ton of height on your team. You're pretty much leveling out at around 6'2", a couple 6-footers as well in there. How do you use those, what weapons you have as a coaching staff, and who are some of the kids that you really expect big things from each night?
You know, we try to make those kids, you know, they're not so big, but we try to make them play big. We try to design our offense around what we have to work with. But we expect big things out of our older kids. You know, Riley Colford, this is his 3rd year playing varsity, and, you know, we expect him to come up big and play big as a post player and work hard for us. And then Sterling Morris and Austin Wilding as well. You know, they're seniors, and they're the guys that have the varsity experience. Nobody else really does. So we expect them every night to come in and work hard.
You talked about needing a big home win tonight. Soda Springs always a team that's going to bring it to the table. They're 4-2 on the season, and they're also coming off of a big win against American Falls. When you see them getting that win against American Falls, is that kind of a good barometer for where you guys are going to be at in the year, depending on how you guys do in this game?
Yeah, this is a good test for us. Soda always brings it. They're well coached. They always have the hustle. and they execute well. And so this is a good one for us to see what we can do and see how well we play tonight.
Coach Howell, thank you so much for the time, and let you get back to what you're doing and getting ready for the JV game.
Thank you.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Welcome back out into the pregame show. Caleb Burgraff here on the road at Marsh Valley on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. We apologize for the technical difficulties we were having for a moment there, but we are back on the air on KBRV 800 The Bear, and I hope that I can say thank you over the air right now to Kim Miller for going in and getting that fixed right now. A godsend is what she is sometimes over there on our radio station. So big thanks to Kim Miller for going back in and getting that fixed for us. And again, welcome out to the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles. For those of you watching online on our live video stream, it is about 6 minutes and 50 seconds or so until we get to the start of the action here between these two squads. That gives us a second to take a look at what Soda Springs and the Cardinals are bringing to the table. We just got done with our interview with Kent Howe, the assistant coach for Marsh Valley and the Eagles. Looking at the Cardinals, though, they are coming into this game at 4-2. They got a good win on their first game of the season as they were able to take down Sugar Salem 49-39 to open up the season. After that, South Fremont came into the Cardinals gym after losing to Marsh Valley and the Eagles, and Soda Springs was able to take care of them once again, 63-44 in a tough matchup for the Cardinals, but they really pounded it against Snake River in the final two quarters of that game, outscoring them in those final two quarters 40-29 points in those final couple of minutes. After that, Soda then went to Snake River, and it was a tough loss for the Cardinals, but really they just did not show up in the first three quarters of that game. They only managed 19 points in those first three quarters. In fact, Snake River almost outscored them at the half as it was a 27-12 game at the half. The Cardinals then played even with the Snake River Panthers in the third quarter of that game before outscoring Snake River in the fourth quarter of that game and giving themselves some momentum, which they took into the game against South Fremont, their second matchup of the year against them, and they had a come-from-behind win against South Fremont. Despite being outscored in the second half by 1 point, the Cardinals were able to rely on their bench players with 4 of their starters out of the game. Rich Thompson with an elbow injury, and 3 of the starters fouled out. It would be Kyle Olson, the junior, who came up big for the Cardinals with 7 fourth-quarter points, including a pair of big free throws to give them the go-ahead basket, as well as a three-pointer to bring them within 1. That would move the Cardinals on the year to 3-1 before they went to Sugar Salem, a little beat up, a little bit rusty, a little bit worn out on the road trip, and they would end up falling to Sugar Salem in an ugly game. That would be ugly for about 2 quarters of it. They were outscored in the second and third quarter by a score of 16-35, and that would be all it would take for Sugar Salem to come away with a victory in that contest. The Cardinals did see a very good game from Henry Workman, where he was able to get a double-double of 14 and 10 in that category, and then he was able to carry over that to their next game, which was the last game that we had here on the air as the Cardinals took on American Falls and the Beavers. The Beavers were 0-6 entering the game. They left the game 0-7, and the Cardinals got really their first true signature win of the season, a 71-35 throttling of the 3A Beavers in that contest. The Cardinals were again paced by Henry Workman, who had another double-double, so back-to-back double-doubles for him. 10 points and 11 rebounds in that game. He'll be going for number 3 tonight. Tanner Myers also had a big game. He had a huge first quarter, putting up 10 points in the first quarter for 15 points on the night. And Ridge Thompson, coming off the bench, ended up with a big game as well. 10 points and 1 rebound. It's really just been showing the Cardinals' depth so far this year in the way that they've been able to get those points off of their bench. In fact, their bench players almost outscored their starting players in the last couple of games for the Cardinals. And speaking of that, we're going to take a sit down with one of those bench players, Will Kress, who got the start in that last game at American Falls, was able to put up 4 points and pull down 6 rebounds as well for the Cardinals in one of his better games of the season. He was happy enough to sit down and talk with us before today's game and talk a little bit about what the Cardinals are going to be needing to do on the night and what he's hoping for from this team as the season continues on here. That's coming up right now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Burgraff joined here on the pregame show with senior Will Kress from the Soda Springs Cardinals basketball team. And Will, how's the season been going for you in your opinion so far? 4-2 on the year so far. What's been some of the bright spots for you?
We're playing great as a team, and it's really fun to play with all these boys that, we went to state last year and we're runners up. We got some good chemistry together.
I think you guys are one of those teams that has a lot of talent, but it's kind of sneaking under the radar a little bit with some of the other 2A teams in the state right now. Would you agree with that in the fact that you lost a couple of your big players, but you still kind of reloaded quietly?
Yeah, I think people think we lost most of our starting team last year, and then they don't see us coming up this year, but I think we have a good chance of making it.
You guys got a really big win on the road at American Falls, not just in beating American Falls, but the way that you were able to take them down. Really a convincing victory in a 71-35 win. How important was it to get a big win in that game and not just come away with a victory?
Well, it gave our team a lot of confidence in our shooting and our ability to pass and play as a team, so that helped quite a bit.
Defensively, you guys were really aggressive that night, really hounded American Falls in that game. Is that something that you feel this team is built on in playing that aggressive heads-up style of defense?
Yeah, I think our defense is one of the keys to our game. It's how we play as a team and work together.
Caleb Burgraff here with senior Will Kress from the Soda Springs Cardinals basketball team. And Will, now that you look at how the season's been going, what are some of the things that you guys need to work on as a team still and really need to build on and improve on?
I think we need to get our plays crisped down and be able to run them flawlessly, and then we will be pretty much the best we can do.
On the flip side of that coin, if you had to have one thing to depend on in order to win a game, what would that be if you had to rely on one part of the team as a game?
I think it would be our defense. Our defense is our key to our game.
When you guys look at building forward now, you have the Parma tournament coming up. Before that, tonight's game against Marsh Valley. When you have a big tournament like that and a road trip coming up, how big is it to get a win in a place like Marsh Valley?
Marsh Valley always shows up to play when we play them, so we need to come out and play our best game and give us some confidence going into the Parma tournament, so hopefully we can do our best there too.
Talking with the coaches, this game is also a big tiebreaker game in District 5 for the 2A level, or this series with Marsh Valley is because it's a common opponent. Does that add a little bit of extra pressure when you guys go out there onto the court in a game like this?
No, I just think we need to play our game and we'll see how it ends up.
Final question for you, and that's just looking at some of the younger kids on the team. Who needs to step up tonight, and who would you like to see a good performance from tonight from kids that don't normally get the limelight and get the spotlight?
I actually like seeing Riley Simmons and Morgan Steele step up and play on varsity. That's a fun thing to see, seeing that I played with them on JV last year, but I think that's really cool for them to get to play with us.
Will, thank you so much for the time, and good luck to you guys tonight against the Eagles.
Yeah, thank you.
That was senior Will Kress from the Soda Springs Cardinals basketball team. As right now it is just about time for the opening starting lineups for this game, and we're going to take a quick break, come back after our national anthem and our Pledge of Allegiance here at Marsh Valley High School on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Oh, Santa, it's nice to take a minute and relax in the recliner and love seat we got from Sanders Furniture and Appliance.
Oh, yes it is.
The folks at Sanders Furniture are always so nice to work with.
This year, they are going to help me by offering Christmas Eve delivery service to customers in the Soda Springs area.
That's great, Santa.
Stop in today for the perfect gift and have it delivered Christmas Eve. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
This year, firefighters will battle thousands of wildfires around the country in hopes of containing them. But a single ember that escapes can travel more than 1 mile, where it can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where the ember will land, only what happens when it does. Prepare, protect, prevail. Get fire adapted. Learn simple steps you could take now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college.
There's the library.
But she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now, before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles. Starting lineups being announced for both squads right now. And Soda Springs and the Cardinals was announced first, so we'll just go through their lineup first. And they're going back after giving Ridge Thompson a little bit of a breather. They're going to let him be back out there on the starting lineup after taking him out against the American Falls Beavers. So he is going to lead things off wearing the number 10 as your point guard, junior, 5'11". Number 2 is Tanner Myers. He is a 6' senior, had a huge game against American Falls. As I said, 15 points in that contest. Josh Balls wears the number 3 for the Soda Springs Cardinals. He is a 5'11" senior. Number 20 is Will Sims, 6'4" junior, down low in the post, as he will be flanked on the post by Henry Workman, who is a 6'4" sophomore for Soda Springs and the Cardinals. On the other side for Marsh Valley and the Eagles, they're going to be led out there by number 1 Austin Brown, a 5'3" junior. Number 10 is Austin Wilding, a 6' senior. Number 11 is Sterling Morris, a 5'10" senior. Number 13 is 6'2" senior Ammon Marshall, and number 42 is Riley Cofer. Those starting lineups brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Home Health in Montpelier. Time now for our starting opening tip, brought to you by the 3C Grill in Grace. It's won over by the Cardinals and brought forward by Ridge Thompson, who's going to take it up the left side, goes over to the left wing before launching a quick 3-ball up to the hoop, and that's a quick start for the Cardinals as he drills the triple, and Soda Springs takes an early 3-point lead 10 seconds into the ball game. Marsh Valley trying to answer back is going to bounce the ball to the right side key. It'll be taken there by Marshall, hands the ball off, taken back around top of the key, and then thrown away out of bounds. Austin Wilding trying to take a good possession of the basketball, lost it, and Austin Brown was not able to move over quickly enough in order to keep possession in favor of the Eagles, and the Cardinals take advantage of an early turnover with 7 minutes and 27 seconds to go here, first quarter of play. Over to the right side corner, Henry Workman, the sophomore, up for 3, can't get it to go. Rebound's going to be punched out to the near side by Tanner Myers and taken by the Cardinals again. Tanner takes the ball right side wing, lofts the pass across the court into the post. Will Sims can't get the shot to go, and Riley Coford picks up the rebound for Marsh Valley. Eagles push the pace up the left side of the court, working left to right. Outside pass is going to be taken up to the top of the key by Sterling Morris. He'll go to his right, guarded by Josh Balls out there at the top of the key before moving the ball off to Brown. He swings it back to Wilding. Austin gives the ball over to the right side before it ends up in the corner where Austin Brown's going to try and stutter step his way in. Takes a footstep inside the three-point line. Can't get his shot to go, and the rebound hits the deck as Will Sims able to pick up the loose ball and gives it off now to Ridge Thompson. The junior brings it up to left side, crosses half court, avoids a trap, bounce pass underneath the lane to the low post where it's going to be Henry Workman landed up and in. Josh Balls with a nice assist through the lane. 5-0. Soda Springs takes an early lead. Back-to-back buckets without an answer by Marsh Valley and the Eagles. 6:19 to go. Brown trying to drive his way around Ridge Thompson. He travels with the basketball, and they'll turn it back over to Soda Springs once again. That's 2 turnovers for Marsh Valley in their first 3 possessions of the ballgame. Ridge Thompson will take the point once again, brings it forward. Trap waits for him at half court. Josh Balls gets the ball. Still in the backcourt as Josh now swings it up ahead to Tanner Myers. He'll go top of the key, stops at the free throw line, tries to bank one in, sits on the rim before dropping its way down and through, and the Cardinals lead builds up to 7. Back the other way, quick shot's going to be put up by Wilding. Cannot get that to go. Rebound to Josh Balls up ahead to Henry Workman. He'll hesitate. His shot blocked away though. Rebound goes back into his fingertips, and the Cardinals will not see that shot go down as it is Ammon Marshall pulling that one in for Marsh Valley and the Eagles. Cardinals still lead 7-0 though with 5 minutes and 34 seconds to go. Quick moving game for both teams. No fouls for either squad so far, and driving into the lane and changing that is Sterling Morris, as we'll see if they call that on the floor or in the act of shooting. It looks like they're going to call it on the floor, and the foul goes on Josh Balls, who was just a little bit late reacting to that ball into the paint. 5 minutes and 29 seconds left to go here, and the Cardinals will be on defense on the right side of the court. Ball's going to be inbounded. Held out there by Wilding. He now flips the pass to the right side, taken by Marshall. He loses the ball, picked up though by Austin Brown, stops at the free throw line, puts up a quick jumper, high into the air and gets the friendly roll. Dropping down, Austin Brown gets the Eagles onto the board. It's 7-2. Up the court now, Ridge Thompson holds the ball for a moment, fires a pass to Kyle Olson, who's fresh into the game. He finds Tanner Myers, skip pass right side in the corner. Josh Balls up for 3 and down. 4 baskets for the Cardinals. 4 different Redbirds have scored. It's a 10-2 lead for Soda Springs with 4 minutes and 52 seconds to go. Ball's going to be moved to the top of the key, taken there and handed off by Marshall to Wilding. He stands at the top of the key himself, stutter steps, drives in, now kicks the ball outside to the right wing. Shot up and missed by Austin Wilding. Rebound into the hands of Ridge Thompson, who pushes the pace back up the court, stops, runs one up in motion, airballs it, but right there is Will Sims for the rebound and putback, and make it 5 baskets and 5 different scores for the Cardinals. 12-2, Soda Springs off to a 10-point lead, and a timeout taken by Marsh Valley and the Eagles. We'll take a break as well. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 17th through the 30th. We start off with a ribeye holiday roast for $6.89 a pound. They also have frozen bone-in half spiral hams for $1.27 a pound. And don't forget about their holiday New York roast for $4.99 a pound as well. If you're looking for some delicious veggies, go ahead and grab one of their 2-pound packages of baby carrots for $2.49. They also have grape tomatoes for $1.99 for every 10.5-ounce package. That's your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Welcome back out to the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com if you haven't checked out our online live video cast. And I encourage you to do so, as it's your way to keep track of what's going on in Cardinal athletics live as it happens. You don't have to wait for the update the next day, and you can see it all as it happens instead of just listening to it on the radio. Although if you're more comfortable with just listening to it, then by all means, keep your radios tuned to KBRV 800 The Bear. 12-2, 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Cardinals up by 10 with a hot start to this game. They've only missed 3 baskets so far in the contest, as the Eagles, struggling with the basketball, will bring it forward. Ball's going to be moved over to the left side wing. New substitutions into the game as Tanner Whitworth gets his first minutes and then throws the ball away. That's going to dribble out of bounds, and the Cardinals get their 3rd turnover against Marsh Valley. And for the 2nd straight game, not a huge press coming from Soda Springs and the Cardinals, but they're still rattling Marsh Valley in this game. And it might just be the fact that the Cardinals have had a hot start when it comes to shooting the ball. Olsen takes the ball left side corner, has that to cross half court. It's going to be tipped on its way out of bounds. Tanner Myers doing a good job just letting that ball skip along the baseline. And with 4:12 to go, the Cardinals have another chance to inbound with Kyle Olson standing in front of the Marsh Valley bench. He'll have the ball bounce to him, bounce pass down low to Will Sims, struggles to get control of it, and then fouled on his way up to the basket. Getting the hack there, Dylan Kelly trying to avoid giving the junior an easy basket. A good foul, if you ask me, on that one, and it will send Will Sims to the line. Sims already has 2 points so far in the game, as that is the first foul on Marsh Valley, the Eagles. 1 team foul for each side. 4:10 to go, and the right-handed junior will knock home the first free throw. Gives him 3 points now in the game and expands the Cardinals' lead to 11, with a couple of subs getting set to check in. Will Kress will sub into the game for Tanner Myers, and Henry Workman sits on the bench waiting to come in for Will Sims. As one more free throw coming up for Will Sims. Christmas carols being sung on the far side by the student section of Marsh Valley, and trying to distract Will Sims, but his Christmas spirit is overpowering their Christmas spirit as he knocks home the free throw. 14-2 with 4:10 to go. Cardinals on a huge run here to open up the game, with only 1 field goal made by Marsh Valley so far. Ball passed over to the far side. It's taken there by Morris. He'll hold the ball before faking it inside, back over to Morris on the wing before finding underneath the basket a wide open Whitworth. He passes up the basket though, goes all the way down to the left side corner, passes one underneath, and a turnaround shot is going to be rattled home by Dylan Kelly, and it's back to a 14-4 game. Josh Balls takes the ball forward for the Cardinals. Over to the right side, Will Kress has a man go flying by him on a steal attempt, then almost throws it away, and it will remain Soda Springs basketball, poked out of bounds by Marsh Valley and Dylan Kelly underneath the basket. 3:37 to go, and again, it'll be Josh Balls to inbound. Cardinals with 3 along the baseline, and Rich Thompson stands at the free throw line before going into motion. They find Henry Workman, who gives it off to Will Kress to the left of the key. He fires a pass into the paint. It's turned over, though. Cardinals with their first turnover of the game. Coast to coast driving and having it blocked away from behind is Cody Goodworth. Workman pulls in the rebound, then loses his dribble, gives it back to Rich Thompson near the top of the key. He'll pass the ball over to the right side, taken there by Josh Balls, drives baseline. Josh skips it underneath the basket, through the paint to Will Kress, who gets his first basket of the game. That's 6 field goals for the Cardinals and 6 different scorers for the Cardinals. 16-4, Cardinals up by 12. Ball pass to the near side, taken there by Tanner Whitworth. He fakes past the right side, directs some traffic, and moves it over to Morris, who goes underneath the basket and dribbling it out of bounds off his foot. Unable to control the pass is Dylan Kelly for Marsh Valley and the Eagles' 4th turnover. And with 2:55 to go, there'll be a couple of substitutions coming into the game for the Cardinals as Tanner Myers checks in and Hiram Brown as well. Kyle Olson and Josh Balls will take a seat as Rich Thompson brings it forward. Crosses half court, moves it to the right side where Will Kress holds it on the wing. Standing in front of the cheerleaders and student section of the Eagles. Drives around to the top of the key, flips it into the paint where Tanner Myers rises, gets contact, puts up a shot, can't get it to go, and the rebound is going to be pulled down briefly by Jeff Wilding before giving it off to the point guard in Cody Goodworth to bring it forward. Goodworth off to his left, tries to drive the side of the court before being pushed back beyond the three-point line by Rich Thompson. Holds the ball, now gives it up to the top where Morris will try and go to his right. Gets a screen, cuts to the low block, finds a wide open man in the middle of the paint. Workman with the block, trying to go coast to coast, but he can't control the basketball. Picks it up, now moves it outside. 3-ball by Rich Thompson. Drops it home for his 2nd triple of the game. He's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. And the Cardinals with a 19-4 lead with 2 minutes left to go here, first quarter of play. Right side, the ball is going to be moved into the hands of Sterling Morris before going up to the top of the key. He'll hand off now to the right now once again is Goodworth. He gets cut off, hands this one off to Morris, goes in, and a foul is going to be called as Morris tumbles to the feet of the official as Hiram Brown is going to pick up his first foul of the game. 19-4, but trying to change that and trying to give Marsh Valley a little bit of momentum here, and stepping to the line is going to be Sterling Morris with the first free throws of the game for Marsh Valley. Cardinals went 2 for 2 on their first trip, and Morris can't do that as he turns around shaking his head, upset at himself. Out of the game is going to check Dylan Kelly. Back into the game is Ammon Marshall. 1 minute and 48 seconds to go. 15-point advantage for Soda Springs. And to the stripe once again, putting it up and getting this one to go is Sterling Morris, and he will check out of the game as a sub will check in for him. 19-5 now. Josh Balls back into the contest for Soda Springs and the Cardinals. Small lineup for the Cardinals with Workman as their tallest player. Will Kress helping add to the post as a 6'2" senior. Josh Ball stands just in front of the half-court line. Minute 38 to go and counting. Passes the ball to the right side wing, taken there by Myers. He looks down low, waiting for Josh to clear into the corner. Now takes a dribble, gives to Workman, who lets the ball pass to Josh. He gives off to Myers, drives in, gets some contact, but it's blocked away underneath the basket, and the rebound picked up by Cody Goodworth. Cardinals will go back on defense, and Marsh Valley a chance to try and cut into the deficit, and almost turning it over. Josh Balls goes flying into the passing lane. Austin Wilding unable to get the pass, but it goes out of bounds off the Cardinals, and another chance for Marsh Valley to inbound. Wilding lobs one deep. It'll be taken on the outside by Goodworth. Walks to his right before passing the ball into the hands of Whitworth. He holds it on the wing for a moment. Now passes it top of the key. It will be driven in by Wilding. He gives it back off now, and Whitworth will hold the ball on the right side of the top of the key. Takes a couple of dribbles. Now passes it over to the right side where Jeff Wilding, will move the ball into the middle of the lane. Pump fake and driving in before having a shot blocked away right back into his hands. And missing his second attempt is Ammon Marshall. Rebound is going to be pulled in by Hiram Brown before having it swatted out of his hands. And the Cardinals will retain possession on the official signal. 52.6 to go, 19-5, and Tanner Myers will again bring the basketball forward. Jogs his way up the court and crosses the timeline with 46 to go. Over to the right side, Josh Balls holds the ball on the wing for a moment, goes inside. Myers turns around, jump shot fouled on the play, and he's going to head to the line for a pair of free throws. Cody Goodworth did a good job trying to hold his arm back, but it looked like Tanner Myers was able to extend and get the contact, and that will send him to the free throw line for his first free throws of the game. Tanner had an okay free throw shooting night at American Falls, and he cannot hit the first one as it goes ricocheting off the back iron and makes him 0 for 1 on the night. Cardinals now 2 for 3. 19-5, the score remains. Cardinals up by 14 points here in the first quarter. One more free throw up from Myers. This one no good as well. Right there, Workman for the rebound. Skies to pull it in after it hits the deck. Hiram Brown there to save it. Ball pass near side. Will Crest drives baseline, and a blocking foul trying to slide over. A tough call there against Marsh Valley and the Eagles, and it is going to go against Jeff Wilding. Draws a groan from the crowd, and it'll be on the floor as the Cardinals look to inbound once again, with Josh Ball set to throw it in. Passes it to Will Crest near side. Now finds Myers on the left side wing. He goes inside, trying to find Workman. It's going to be batted up into the air off the ground. Scrum for the basketball. Myers picks it up, drives to his right, goes behind the back, picks it to the right side where Hiram Brown will get it back to Myers. 18 seconds left to go here. Myers drives in, kicks it out to the right side corner. Josh Balls can't get his shot to go. Rebound pulled in by Will Crest on the offensive side. The senior drives in, floats one to the hoop. Will Crest gets the offensive putback, and the Cardinals lead swells back up to 16. Near side, at the buzzer, 3-ball put up and off the back iron, no good. Austin Wilding trying to get the Eagles a little bit of momentum, but it has been all Cardinals in this one, 21-5 after a quarter of play. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
A huge first quarter for Soda Springs and the Cardinals as they have a 21-5 lead over Marsh Valley and the Eagles after a quarter of play. I want to remind you to keep an eye out for your shot of the game. The Gem Valley Surveyors, for your surveying needs, call Wade at 208-425-9035. Might already have that one on Ridge Thompson's first basket of the game, the opening triple of the game. Set the pace for the Cardinals as it'll be Marsh Valley to bring the basketball forward up the left side, going left to right on your radio dial, down by 16 at the start of the second quarter. Over to the far side of the court, Morris passes the ball down low, be taken on the low block by Riley Coford, and a jump ball is going to be called, and that'll be a turnover to the Cardinals as Soda Springs has the arrow in their possession. I believe it was Will Sims who got up to get a hand onto the basketball, and Soda Springs, their defense has been impressive to say the least in this first half of play. 21-5. It'll be Ridge Thompson back into the game as the point. Passes the ball off to Kyle Olson. Looks inside. Hiram Brown escapes the low post. Gets the screen for Will Sims. The Cardinals will go the other way, though. Josh Ball's back to Hiram Brown. Right side wing. Passes it back up top of the key. Will Sims hands it off. Not comfortable there. Ridge Thompson spots up from near NBA range and misses badly off the front of the rim. And Riley Coford will pick up the rebound. He'll flip the ball to the right side. Taken there and dribbled back near the top of the key by Cody Goodworth. He goes to the right side wing. Wilding holds onto the ball before skipping a pass to the right side. Marshall tries to drive in, finds Wilding in the corner. He'll step around the defense of Kyle Olson, but can't get a deep shot to go. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Josh Balls, and back up the court the Cardinals will come once again. Josh running the court, goes over to the right side. That's Ridge Thompson who drives baseline, floats one up. Ridge with his 8th point of the game has had a spectacular start to this one, and Soda Springs builds the lead up now to 18 points, 23-5. At the top of the key now, holding on to the basketball and moving it to the left side of the court is going to be Austin Wilding. They'll give it off now to Coford, who stands at the top of the key, gives off to the right side. Whitworth goes inside, that is actually Goodworth, who's going to get a ball back after it was tipped away by the Cardinals. Goodworth to the right side, now dribbles back to his left, just stands to the left, right of the top of the key. Passes this one off now to Sterling Morris. Sterling goes to the right side where Marshall holds the ball in the wing. Gives it back now into Wilding, who throws the ball off of the feet of the Cardinals, and it will remain Marsh Valley basketball. Hiram Brown and Josh Balls check out. Tanner Myers and Henry Workman back into the game for Soda Springs and the Cardinals. 6:11 to go here, 23-5. Cardinals with the opening points of the second quarter of play as the ball is going to be passed in. Marsh Valley trying to answer, driving into lane, getting tripped up and fouled on his way through. Sterling Morris with a good cut to the hoop. Got the Cardinals out of position, and I believe the foul is going to go on Kyle Olson for his first. That'll be the team's third foul. And we'll have the inbounds pass coming in as Morris gets this one over to the left side to Goodworth. Goodworth dribbles it back, guarded on the outside by Thompson before moving the ball to the right side. Austin Brown holds it on the wing. Passes the ball off to the right side corner. It'll be held there by Marshall, who tries to drive around to the left side before kicking the ball top of the key. Goodworth drives home the triple. That's an answer for Marsh Valley. Could be something they can build on. 23-8. A 15-point advantage for the Cardinals, but Marsh Valley may be finding a bit of rhythm from the outside. Ridge Thompson now takes the basketball back near half court, stands inside the semicircle before coming over to the left side. Olson takes it on the wing, lob pass down into the post where it's going to be Workman going up for his shot. Can't get the shot to drop, and Riley Coford comes away with his third rebound of the game. It'll be off once again now for Austin Brown to take the point as he comes up the right side of the court. Drifts off to his left, now comes back to the right, takes a screen from Coford, has the ball stripped out of his hands. Thompson lofts one up ahead. It's going to be a chase to try and save it for Will Sims, but he couldn't do it. And the Cardinals, after getting a turnover from Marsh Valley, turn it right back over to the Eagles themselves, and it remains 23-8. A missed opportunity for Soda Springs as Sims had an easy fast break bucket if the pass was more on target. Back up the court now. It's going to be Goodworth with the ball over to the left side. He comes back to his right. Coffin comes up with a screen before forcing Goodworth to move the ball over to the left side where Morris will pass it down low. Pass outside. Colford is going to be fouled. This one should be on the ground as Colford was hacked in the lane. And it'll be another inbounds pass coming up for the Eagles, the second one that goes on Kyle Olson. So we'll see how long Kyle Olson stays in. It won't be very long as he takes a seat on the bench. The junior, the sixth man for the Cardinals, will take a seat, and Will Kress will check back into the game. To the right side, Austin Brown takes the inbounds pass in the corner. Good work, now gets the ball on the right side wing. Tries to drive in, now floats a pass too deep from Coford. He gets it turned over. Tanner Myers running the court himself, lays one up softly off the glass. Tanner Myers going coast to coast off the steal, and Soda Springs get the lead back up now 17, 25-8, a point off their biggest lead of the game. Up the right side now, it's going to be Goodworth who brings the ball up to the wing. He does a spin move. It's going to be Ridge Thompson gets beat on the spin move. It leaves a man open. That man is Sterling Morris cutting to the hoop, who lays it up and in for his third point of the game. Back to a 15-point lead, 25-10. Marsh Valley slowing the pace down a little bit right now, and it's avoided letting Soda build on their lead at all. Workman now with the ball, top of the key, gives off Will Sims from 18 feet, airballs a shot over the hoop, rebound into the hands of Cody Goodward, and he'll bring it forward. Goodward backs it up near the Eagle logo on the right side corner before going top of the key. Passes it left side, lob pass underneath Coford, gets the ball, centers himself, misses the shot wildly, and then out of bounds. It goes off Ridge Thompson, as I don't think he was expecting the ball to bounce right into his hands off the missed shot, and he could not secure it. Essentially, that should be a turnover for the Cardinals, but it won't go down as that in the stat book. 3:50 to go, and another inbounds pass coming up for the Eagles. Couple of subs come in for the Eagles as Dylan Kelly and Jeff Wilding back into the game. Inbounds pass is going to be taken on the far side by Goodworth. He'll pass it in where Morris takes a wild shot. Rebound tipped out of bounds to the far side, then tipped back in bounds where Tanner Myers will drive the court. Lays one up and in again for back-to-back fast break scores. Cardinals with a 6-point night from Tanner Myers, and another timeout will be taken. We'll take one as well. A 17-point advantage for Soda Springs and the Cardinals here in the quarter number 2 with 3:34 to go. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Back here once again at the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles, and a somewhat subdued crowd here for the Eagles as they trail by 17 points almost halfway through this ball game. The Cardinals came out strong in the first quarter, outscoring the Eagles by 16. They built on that lead by 1 in this quarter, outscoring them 6-5 halfway through the second quarter of play with 3:34 to go. I do want to remind you, keep an eye out for your play of the game by Trail Canyon Lodge Bed and Breakfast in Soda Springs. Pretty sure we already got our shot of the game, brought to you by Gem Valley Surveyors. The 3-ball from the top of the key by Ridge Thompson to open up the ball game for Soda Springs. That really set the tone early for the Cardinals. It'll be Marsh Valley basketball coming out of the timeout, working left to right on your radio dial, and bringing it forward up the court is going to be Goodworth. Goes over to the left sideline, picks up his dribble and passes it over to Brown. Austin holds the ball over his head, looks inside, now passes it right side. Goodworth breaks open for a moment on the wing. Picks up his dribble, fires a pass underneath, and Tanner Myers is going to be called for the foul as he got a little bit too aggressive going after Dylan Kelly underneath on the lower right block. And it is his first foul, team's 5th on the Cardinals with 3:19 to go. Another inbounds play coming up. Has set to pass this one in, and Goodworth takes it as the inbounds pass comes from Sterling Morris. Morris takes the ball back at the top of the key, fires the pass down low, taken there and laid up and blocked away by Workman. Rebound goes right back into the hands, though, of Dylan Kelly, who fights the shot up. Workman has several blocks so far in this game, and the Cardinals lead gets trimmed back to 15, 27-12. Over to the right side, Myers gives it back into the hands of Will Crest, stands on the wing. He'll fire a pass down low, and a foul is going to be called this time. Returning the favor, Sterling Morris picks up his first foul as Tanner Myers was the intended target for the pass, and it'll be another inbounds play for the Cardinals. They'll break out with a box formation around the key. Ridge Thompson breaks to the right over in the corner. They'll look for somebody, and finally it's going to be Workman breaking free in the paint, laying it up and in. He's got 4 points and 4 boards, and it's a 29-12 lead for the Cardinals. Up the right side, Goodworth, goes all the way to the left corner. Morris comes back up top. Austin Brown open for 3 in motion, bricks it off the front of the iron, but right there to pull in the rebound is Goodworth for his 3rd. Over to the top of the key, Brown lofts the pass into the paint. It's going to be taken there and lost on the handle. Ball still on the ground, picked up and now turned over to the Cardinals. Will Crest to bring it forward, lobs one up ahead to Josh Ball, sprinting the court, lays it up with the left hand. Josh with his 5th point, and another turnover turns into fast break points for the Cardinals, 31-12, and the Cardinals have found their fast-paced rhythm here at the home of the Eagles. Another break coming up on your home for Cardinals basketball, KBRV 800 The Bear, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
mylocalradio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what mylocalradio.com has for you.
Welcome back out to the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles. 31-12. Soda Springs leads by 19 on your scoreboard. 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to go here in the first quarter of play. And Marsh Valley again bring it up left to right after another timeout taken by their head coach and Jason Brower. Cardinals on defense. Thompson forces a pass away from him. Austin Brown goes over to his left, gets caught, and Tanner Myers bumps Brown and looks up at the official going, what did I do? And it's a pretty easy call for the official there, Tanner, as he'll take a seat with his second call and takes a seat onto the bench. Will Sims will check back into the game for him. So the Cardinals on the court will have Will Kress, Will Sims, Rich Thompson, Hiram Brown, and Josh Balls. Pass inbound, and it'll be Austin Brown to take it at the top of the key. Goes to his right, catches a screen from Koford, backs it up to the wing, goes back to his left near the top of the key, pass down low into Koford, taken on the right block. He tries to spin his way around, has the ball stripped away from him. Rebound still on the ground, and it's going to be Ridge Thompson breaking away from a triple team, loses it, ball still down low on the ground, and finally Hiram Brown is going to dive for it. And a jump ball is going to be called a little bit late on the officials. There's bodies flying everywhere, and you see Greg Bergholm stepping out and kind of has he always has a grumpy look on his face when he's on the bench, but a little bit of a grumpier look there. It will remain Eagles basketball on the jump ball call, as the Cardinals could not quite get a hold of the loose ball on the ground. Pass looking to be lofted in. It'll be Morris who gets one into Brown, cutting to the basket, flips it outside to the far corner, shot put up, and then blocked out of bounds by Ridge Thompson. Goodworth thought he had time standing just inside the out of bounds line, and Ridge Thompson covered the gap and blocked it back into his own hands as he stepped out of bounds. 31-12, a minute 42 to go, and the Eagles again inbound. Ball pass to the near side, and it goes through the hands of Goodworth on the near side. The 10th turnover in the game for Marsh Valley, and the Cardinals will have a chance to build their lead up to 20 points or more if they can get a basket here. Ridge Thompson to bring it forward. The junior crosses the timeline to the right side. Catches a screen from Hiram Brown. Not a good screen, though, and a foul's going to be called as Ridge Thompson gets contact from Austin Brown. This one will be on the ground, and the Cardinals will again be, that is Goodworth who picks up the foul. Apologize for the incorrect name. As Goodworth picks up a second, the Cardinals again inbound. Josh Ball slots the ball, gives one in now to Hiram Brown. He passes it. Will Sims takes on the left side elbow before throwing the ball away. Josh Ball's nowhere near it, and it turns back over to the Eagles once again. Soda Springs with only their third turnover, though. They've really fixed that category in their last couple of games. They struggled with that in their early part of the season, and the Cardinals now with a 31-12 advantage have really used the lack of turnovers to build the lead. Pass over is going to be taken and put up on a jump shot. Beautiful stroke. Ammon Marshall gets his first basket of the game. It's 31-14. Back to a 17-point game. Josh Balls tries to drive in, gets cut off. Ridge Thompson finds him in the corner. Quick three-ball put up, and Josh cans it. Josh gets his 8th point of the game, second triple, and it's back to a 20-point lead, biggest lead of the game for the Cardinals. They almost force another turnover. Austin Brown, right place, right time, keeps it in possession for Marsh Valley. He'll go up to the top of the key. Three-ball put up by Marshall. That shot's no good. Will Kress has the rebound, bounce into his hands, slows up the pace as he backs it up to the right side. Josh Ball's in motion for another. Can't get it to go, and this time the rebound pulled down by Koford down low in the block. That's his 4th. Up the right side, Eagles with the basketball. Quickly up ahead, they get it over to Morris. He'll try and work against Josh Ball, slowing the pace, goes behind the back, picks up his dribble, finds Koford, who's triple teamed on the low block, and then throws the ball away in between a pair of Eagles. If it was a field goal, it'd be good, and if it was being passed to the man in the blue and red shirt on the bench, then it would be good as well. But unfortunately for the Eagles, it is going to end up being their 11th turnover of the game, 7th of the quarter, and the Cardinals can build on their 20-point lead with 16 seconds to go. Ridge Thompson crosses the timeline with 12 to go, goes to the right side. Will Kress holds the ball on the wing. Looks inside, still looking inside. Will Sims breaks open for a moment. He'll take it on the right block. Turnaround jump shot is going to be airballed over the hoop. Josh Balls with the clock winding down quickly puts up a shot. Can't get it to go. And we will head to the halftime break with the Cardinals on top 34-14 after a much more subtle second quarter of play, as they will expand on their lead, but not by much, overpowering Marsh Valley by 4 points in a 13-9 quarter. Back after this with our Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Oh, Santa, it's nice to take a minute and relax in the recliner and love seat we got from Sanders Furniture and Appliance.
Oh, yes it is.
The folks at Sanders Furniture are always so nice to work with.
This year, they are going to help me by offering Christmas Eve delivery service to customers in the Soda Springs area.
That's great, Santa.
Stop in today for the perfect gift and have it delivered Christmas Eve. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into the halftime show brought to you by Machiko Therapeutic Services right here on KBRV 800 The Bear. We'll be back with the first half highlights right after this.
Many things can cause the holiday blues: stress, fatigue, unrealistic expectations, over-commercialization, financial constraints, and the inability to be with one's family and friends. Remember, the holiday season does not banish reasons for feeling sad or lonely. There is room for these feelings to be present, even if the person chooses not to express them. If you or someone you know needs professional mental health counseling, visit Mexico Therapeutic Services, located at 421 West 2nd South, Suite 3 in Soda Springs. Call 208-547-4550 for an appointment. Most insurances are accepted.
Welcome back out to our halftime show on Mexico Therapeutic Services, brought to you by Mexico Therapeutic Services. The cheerleaders for the Eagles going through their dance routine on the court right now, and they're trying to get a little bit of a fire sparked in this crowd right now, as the home crowd has not had a ton to cheer about. They have had one three-point basket that they've been able to really get on their feet for. Other than that, it's been a rather subdued first half. Only 14 points. The Cardinals started out strong, actually went on a 12-2 run to open up the ball game before Marsh Valley was able to really get their rhythm out there onto the court. They still held Marsh to only 5 points in that first quarter of play. After that, the Eagles really started to find a little bit of the rhythm. They started slowing the pace down a little bit more out on the court, which was a good news for them, as it really started to allow them to keep the Cardinals from exploding down the court. But the Cardinals in that second quarter were able to create some of their own turnovers, as they were able to create their own fast break offense, push the pace, forcing 7 turnovers to Marsh Valley and the Eagles, although some of those were unforced errors, and the Cardinals were able to build their lead even more, taking the second quarter 13-9, and that is how our score sits right now at the break. 34-14, Soda Springs on top big. Right now, easily our shot of the game has to be the first shot of the ball game, where it was Ridge Thompson who, without even waiting for anybody to break open, stepped up in his first start in the last 3 games, drilled a 3-point basket, and Soda Springs watched their lead grow from there. So that's your shot of the game. We're already going to call that one right now. Brought to you by Gem Valley Surveyors. For your surveying needs, call Wade at 208-425-9035. For the play of the game, still looking for that one. It'll be brought to you by Trail Canyon Lodge Bed and Breakfast in Soda Springs. As for us, we're going to take a break, come back with our halftime stats on the other side on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
How'd I do?
You'll get better. Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silverstar Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go fish, Dad!
Oh, come on! This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 17th through the 30th. We start off with a ribeye holiday roast for $6.89 a pound. They also have frozen bone-in half spiral hams for $1.27 a pound. And don't forget about their holiday New York roast for $4.99 a pound as well. If you're looking for some delicious veggies, go ahead and grab one of their 2-pound packages of baby carrots for $2.49. They also have grape tomatoes for $1.99 for every 10.5-ounce package. That's your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles on your Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show. Time for us to take a look at our halftime numbers for these two teams, as the Cardinals really came out hot and they've stayed hot. They have had 6 different people crack the scoreboard so far. Tanner Myers with 6 points and 1 rebound. Josh Balls with 8 points and 3 rebounds. Will Crest with 4 points and 2 boards, though he has not scored since the first quarter of play. Rich Thompson had the 6 points in the first quarter. Since then, 2 more to add on to that for 8 points and 1 rebound. Will Sims with 4 points and a pair of boards. And Henry Workman possibly working his way towards a 3rd straight double-double. 4 points and 4 rebounds. Still has some work to do if he wants to get to that category. Cardinals pulled down 14 rebounds in the first quarter of play, forced 11 turnovers in that first quarter as well, or first half of play, I should say, as well, and went 2 for 4 from the free throw line. So not a lot of free throw attempts for either team in this game, but the Cardinals have gotten the best of when they've gone to that free throw line, although you'd expect for them to not be happy with 50%. They'd like to be shooting 75 or even 100% on those free throws. On the other side for Marsh Valley, they're being led in scoring right now by Dylan Kelly with 4 points. He has 1 rebound as well. Cody Goodworth having a solid performance right now, 3 points and 3 rebounds as well. 4 rebounds for Riley Coford, with 0 points and 1 rebound for Jeff Wilding, 2 points for Ammon Marshall and 1 rebound, 3 points for Sterling Morris and no rebounds, and then 2 points and no rebounds for Austin Brown. Eagles being out-rebounded 14-10, and they have shot 1 for 2 from the free throw line themselves. And as I said, those 11 turnovers have hurt them quite a bit in this game. They've also only forced 3 turnovers for the Cardinals, so it has been a lopsided affair in regards to that. We have about 3 minutes and 30 seconds until the start of the second half of play and the third quarter of play. We'll take another break and come back here. This has been your Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Many things can cause the holiday blues: stress, fatigue, unrealistic expectations, over-commercialization, financial constraints, and the inability to be with one's family and friends. Remember, the holiday season does not banish reasons for feeling sad or lonely. There is room for these feelings to be present, even if the person chooses not to express them. If you or someone you know needs professional mental health counseling, visit Mexico Therapeutic Services, located at 421 West 2nd South, Suite 3 in Soda Springs. Call 208-547-4550 for an appointment. Most insurances are accepted.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Back here at the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles as we are just about set for the start of quarter number 3, 34-14. The Soda Springs Cardinals with a 20-point advantage over the Eagles. As we want to remind you, this game brought to you by Caribou Memorial Hospital, where you will find a qualified, happy, and fun staff working with doctors who have a real interest in your well-being. They also have a large network of specialists and surgeons working in state-of-the-art surgical facilities and feature on-site rehabilitation services to ensure you have a comfortable and timely recovery. That's Caribou Memorial Hospital Living Center and Clinics at 300 South 3rd West in Soda Springs. And while we're talking about Caribou Memorial Hospital, I want to give a shout out to Ben Jacobson, who's been doing a great job on camera for me. For those of you watching online at mylocalradio.com, if you see him, then go ahead and give him a shout out and say thanks for all the good work that he does over there. Also, if you want to buy DVDs of these games, I'll give him a little pitch there. He is selling them. If you for the parents, he said. For the parents, he says. As again, thank you to him for being there to help out with the camera. 34-14 will be the Cardinals opening up with the basketball, as Josh Balls will be inbounding this basketball to Rich Thompson to open up the quarter. Cardinals switching sides, working left to right, and Thompson moves the ball over to Tanner Myers quickly, standing on the far side wing before giving it to Josh Balls. Right side now, Thompson holds the ball once again. Cardinals just move the ball around the outside. They find Workman now, who's on the right side elbow. Gives the ball off to Tanner Myers, who's being fronted tightly there by Marshall. It'll be Ridge Thompson take the ball back once again. Goes right side wing. Myers holds it there for a moment. Still holds it. Now takes a dribble. Throws to the top of the key. Picks up his dribble. Almost travels. And then Josh Ball's wide open underneath the basket. This is going to be his first double-digit game of the year. He's at 10 points, 36-14. Beautiful sneak under the basket by Josh Balls to get the Cardinals the first points of this third quarter. Underneath the basket, answering right back. Cofer gets his first basket of the game. Great move against a double team as well on the right side low block. Answers right back is 36-16 on just under a minute gone by, 7:03 to go. Josh Balls takes it right side. Balls goes inside before passing the ball off to Tanner Myers. It's going to be tipped around and picked up by Tanner Myers and brought back forward once again. He'll loft a pass to the right side. Josh Balls goes into lane, finds Ridge Thompson right side corner for three, short off the side of the rim. Workman right there for the offensive board. Can't get his putback to go, and the rebound's going to be taken down by Coford, who scrambles to pick it up for his fifth of the game. Cardinals unable to score there despite two chances to get a point onto the board. 6:31 to go. Pass lofted into the paint. The Cardinals will get another turnover as Tanner Myers picks up the steal, gives the ball off to Josh Balls, who hands it off to Rich Thompson on the left sideline. He'll center it back up near middle court with 6:20 left to go on the clock. Goes to his left, now steps back, goes back to his left, drives into the lane, fights up a shot, fouled on the way to the hoop. Good job initiating contact, and Ridge Thompson is going to head to the free throw line with a chance to get to double figures as well, with points 9 and 10 waiting for him, 15 feet away from the hoop. Foul is going to be called on Austin Wilding. It'll be his first, team's first of the quarter as well, and of the half, with 6:13 to go. Thompson eyes the free throw, puts it up, and splashes it down. butter on its way down, and it is a 9-point game for Ridge now, with one more free throw coming up. 37-16, and he'll toe the line again. Right-handed free throw shooter, red and black shoes, black and white socks, and cans the second free throw as well. Makes the Cardinals 4 for 6 at the line tonight and gives them a 22-point lead, tying their biggest of the game. Ball to the left side. It'll be taken here by Wilding. Austin gives it off to Austin Brown before giving it back to Wilding. He looks to step in, goes top of the key, guarded by Tanner Myers tightly, and Tanner Myers is going to be called for a personal movement foul, and that's a good foul by the officials as Myers had his hand on the side of Austin Brown the entire time he was driving around the basket. It'll be Tanner's third foul, team's first, and it'll be an inbounds play coming up as Tanner will take a seat on the bench. Kyle Olson will check in. Ball will be passed outside to the right wing, taken there by Morris. He looks inside, has yet to take a dribble before passing the ball off to Wilding. Left side corner, Austin Brown holds the ball there, drives to his right, kicks the ball outside. Cofer open from 16, rattles it home. He's got all 4 points in this quarter for Marsh Valley, and the lead goes back down to 20. Ridge Thompson to drive in, fights up a shot. In contest, rebound goes into the hands of Will Sims. He finds Josh Balls over to the left side, and he can't find the basket as Sterling Morris comes down with his first rebound of the half. Will Sims got his third. Quick three ball put up on the far side. No good. That's Wilding missing it there. Rebound to Workman, I believe, who gives it off up ahead. Ridge Thompson tries to go around to his left, picks up his dribble, steps in, finds Workman outside near the top of the key. Henry, who's got 6 rebounds in the game and 4 points, gives the ball off to Ridge Thompson, who fires it over to Josh Balls on the right side wing. He looks inside, finds Will Sims, now top of the key though, who flips it to Kyle Olson cutting in. Josh Balls wide open on the right side wing, splashes it home. He's got 13 in the game and leads all scorers in this contest. 41-18, the Cardinals with their biggest lead of the contest. Right side, Austin Brown trying to answer, in and out, no good. Tough break there for Marsh Valley. Workman with another rebound, and up ahead come the Cardinals. Into the paint, it's going to be Ridge Thompson firing up a shot, no good on the attempt. Rebound's going to be battled for and brought down by Ammon Marshall. He goes over to the right side. Austin Brown has the ball, squirt through his legs, out of bounds, and it was patted out of bounds by Ridge Thompson as he was scraping through the legs of Brown for the basketball, and it remains Marsh Valley in possession as Ridge Thompson will take a seat on the bench. Into the game for him is going to check Will Kress. 4 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Ball's going to be inbounded, and Morris will take the point. Brings it straight up the court, looks over to his right side, passes it off to Brown. He cuts back into the middle of the court, passes this one off, and now it's almost turned over, picked up, and a foul's going to be called on the Cardinals. We'll see if it's Will Sims or Kyle Olson. I believe it's going to be Sims, and that is who it is going to be. And I love this official symbol for who they have for calling the 0 on the foul with a giant circle and a dot in the middle as Will Sims picks up his first. It'll be a pass by Morris to the top of the key just inside. Trot up and no good off the side of the rim. Another rebound for Workman, who's been great down on the post. Pass goes over to Olson, finds Will Kress outside the wing. Shot in and out, no good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Austin Wilding. He'll get the rebound, and the foul is going to be called on Henry Workman. It'll be his first for an over-the-back foul, and getting set to check in for the first time tonight is Riley Harris, who put in some very good minutes in the JV game. Will Sims will check out for Workman. It's only his first foul, third team foul on the Cardinals. Still with that 23-point lead, 41-18. Ball inbounded, and it'll be jogged forward up the court on the near side by Morris. He drives into the lane, gets cut off, passes over to the right side. They'll find Brown on the wing, open for three. Count it, Austin Brown with his 5th point of the game, first triple, and it's 41-21. Josh Balls the other way, try to answer back, and an offensive foul is called on Josh Balls. He tried to take the contact and instead went right into a set player, and an offensive foul will give it back over to Marsh Valley. First turnover of this quarter for the Cardinals. Their 4th of the game. Both teams with only 1 turnover in this third quarter of play, so they both cleaned up their play a lot. To the right side, ball will be taken by Marshall, who tries to go to his right. Pass the ball outside. Austin Brown pump fake, steps inside the 3-point line. Can't get the shot to go. Will Kress able to pull in the rebound. Trailed from behind. Kicks the ball up ahead and is batted out of bounds by Austin Brown. Cardinals will keep the basketball with 3:22 to go. Sub comes in as Ridge Thompson will check into the game. And Josh Balls will take a seat, taken over to the bench as the senior will get a breather. First one of the quarter. 3:22 to go. To inbound, Will Kress slaps the ball, finds Rich Thompson, right side corner. He'll hold the ball above his head before dribbling to his left, goes top of the key, and now backs it up near half court to reset the offense and get a play set up. Cardinals go 4 high as Thompson directs some traffic. Olsen drifts back, and now the Cardinals move to a box formation. They'll go over to the right side. Olsen lofts one into the paint, tipped away, and it's going to be picked up by Brown. He fires it up ahead to Morris, fights up a shot, wildly on the shot attempt. No good. Rebound is going to be offensively possessed. His shot, Marshall's shot, no good. Austin Wilding puts up a shot, gets it to go, and he's going to step to the line. I believe he got it to go. Maybe, yes, he did get it to go, and he will step to the line for a chance at a three-point opportunity. After the Cardinals' turnover, their 5th of the game, will give Marsh Valley some chances. Out of the game goes Koford. Into the game for him is Dylan Kelly. Also into the game is Cody Goodworth. And the free throw up and good. Marsh Valley cuts into the Soda lead a little bit. Back down to a 17-point game, 24-41. It'll be Cardinals basketball after the made free throw. Another sub comes in for Marsh Valley as Tanner Whitworth will get his minutes. And Will Kress set to inbound the basketball. Finds Ridge Thompson. Full court pressure being applied by Marsh Valley. Thompson tries to break it. Being guarded well by Austin Brown, though, as he comes back to his right. Brown loses his footing for a moment. Thompson can't take advantage of it. Gives off to Olsen. The junior drives to the hoop. Puts up a shot. Fouled on the way to the basket. A little bit too strong on the shot attempt. But he'll have a pair of free throws coming up. Chance to get into the scorebook for the first time tonight if he can drop home one of these free throws. Yet to get a rebound as well as yet to make a free throw. Olsen, orange highlighted shoes with the knee bracer, or knee pads I should say, on, cans the first free throw, drops it through for his first point of the game. The Cardinals lead goes back up to 18 points with 2:40 to go in the third quarter. Henry Workman checks out. As into the game for him is Hiram Brown. Second free throw by Olsen, in and out, no good. Rebound fought for it. It's Brown who drops to the deck for it. Jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow will be favoring, I believe, Marsh Valley. And Marsh Valley will take over on the loose ball. Timeout's going to be taken by the Cardinals as Coach Greg Bergholm wants to talk it over with the squad. We'll take one timeout as well. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Welcome back out to the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles. Caleb Burgraff here on KBRV 800 The Bear. As the score sits at 42-24 in the third quarter to the Soda Springs Cardinals with an 18-point lead. Marsh Valley's cut into it by a pair of points as it's been a battle for both these two teams in this third quarter. Marsh Valley looking much more like the team that was able to take down Teton 37-35 last Saturday. 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go as the ball is brought straight up the court. It'll be Goodworth who cuts to his right, drives in, kicks the ball outside. Austin Brown tries to get around Will Kress, can't do it, instead has to fight the ball off. He gives off to Whitworth who finds Goodworth, and now up at the top of the key, they'll move the ball around to Ammon Marshall. He tries to drive in, steps, pops, gets it to roll off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled back in by Ammon Marshall for his fourth rebound of the game. He's fouled on the play and is going to step to the free throw line. The foul will go on Hiram Brown for his second of the game and the Cardinals' sixth, as the next one will put Marsh Valley into the 1-and-1 bonus. First free throw up and short off the front of the rim. No good by Ammon Marshall. Makes Marsh Valley 2 for 4 from the free throw line. And one more coming up for Ammon. Right-handed free throw shooter, Red Sox, red and white shoes with the white jersey and blue and red trim. Can't get this free throw to go. Hiram Brown goes up for the rebound, and a foul is going to be called from behind as I believe that is going to be Marshall. No, excuse me, that is Dylan Kelly who is going to pick up his second foul, and Hiram Brown will pull in his second rebound on the play. Excuse me, they say first foul up on the board for, and now an inbounds pass turned over, a travel call. Will Kress couldn't completely possess the basketball. He picks up his first foul. They say third foul up on the board. And it'll be back over to Marsh Valley and the Eagles as the turnover for the Cardinals is going to be their third of the quarter. 3-ball goes up, sits on the rim, sits down into the hands of Ridge Thompson. Almost has it botted away from behind. Then he is going to be fouled. As Ridge gets another rebound, that'll be his second of the game only. Full court pressure will again be applied by Marsh Valley and the Eagles. Foul is going to go on Austin Brown. And the inbounds pass taken by Thompson. He gives off to Josh Balls. Up ahead, finds Hiram Brown. Soft layup off the glass. There's that quick strike offense for the Cardinals. Another Cardinal into the scoring. That gives them 8 into the scoreboard now. As to the right side, Goodworth gives the ball off to Austin Brown. Rises for a quick 3-ball. Skips around the rim before being pulled down underneath the basket and missed on the play by Dylan Kelly. Rebound goes back into the hands of Marsh Valley again, as pulling this one down is Tanner Whitworth and then throwing it away. Ridge Thompson runs the court and is fouled from behind by Cody Goodworth. And the Cardinals get only their second turnover of this third quarter as their lead sits at 20 points, 44-24 with 1:32 to go in the third quarter. And into the game is going to check Sterling Morris for Cody Goodworth, who will take a seat with his third foul, 15th foul. And Will Kress is set to inbound the basketball. Finds Ridge Thompson in the backcourt. He'll stand just to the right of the Eagle logo on the court. Now brings it across the half-court logo. Crosses over to the right side of the court. Gives off to Hiram Brown. He looks to his left. Gives to Will Kress, who tries to spin his way into the lane. Finds Ridge Thompson, right side wing. Tries to dribble in. Cuts a double team. Goes up into the air. Sits one onto the rim. Drops it through. Magic act there by Ridge Thompson to get that ball to drop down and back the other way. Marsh Valley maybe a bit flustered after that. Sterling Morris turns the ball over as he travels before he could get the ball out of his hands, and the Cardinals have a chance to build on their 22-point lead. Kyle Olson will check out of the game. Will Sims will be back into the game. Gives the Cardinals a little bit more height down low. Pass lobbed in. Ridge Thompson just able to control it. Almost loses it. Already used his dribble, I thought. Maybe not. Is now getting the ball back up the court. Over to the left side, crosses the timeline, 57 seconds to go. Slows the pace down. Now brings a pass over to the near side. Josh Balls will hold it just outside the wing. He gives off to Kress, finds Thompson, left side wing now. Looks underneath the basket where they saw Josh Balls posting up for a moment before giving it back to Kress. Over to the right side, backing out, and now 3 seconds in the lane. Hiram Brown sat there for too long and turns it back over to Marsh Valley and the Eagles. Their fourth turnover, 7th of the game for the Cardinals, as the turnover bug starting to bite them a bit here in this third. 42 seconds to go. Ball's going to be bounced over to the right side and brought forward by Morris. He jogs it quickly, quickens his pace to a sprint into the hoop, loses his balance, and he's going to be bailed out by a foul call, as I think he drove himself into trouble there. There was contact, so the foul was there, but there was no way he was going to get a shot up as he lost his balance. He'll be on the floor, so 1-and-1 free throws coming up here for Sterling Morris, who on the night is 1 for 2. Foul will be called on Hiram Brown for his third, team 7th, and the first of the 1-and-1s goes through. And Marsh Valley will improve on their free throw shooting percentage to 3 for 6 now. 34 seconds to go. They cut it to a 21-point game. And one more set to come up at the line for Sterling Morris. Looks over to the bench, waiting for something to be clarified. Is the official having a quick word with the Soda Springs bench. Now step back out to the line. Ball is going to be bounced into the hands of Morris. Right-handed shooter, crouches, quick release, and puts this one up, gets it to go. Make him 2 for 2 on that trip. He's 3 for 4 overall. Cardinals trying to break the full court press once again, be implied by the Eagles. It'll be Thompson up ahead to Josh Balls, easily breaking it. They find Hiram Brown underneath the basket, wide open. The senior lays it in back-to-back times. He scored on that easy lay-in under the basket, back to a 22-point lead. Near side 3-ball jacked up to the hoop, but missed by Tanner Whitworth. Foul's going to be called on the rebound as Will Kress was able to pull it into his hands. And the foul will be whistled on Dylan Kelly for his fourth. Kelly will take a seat onto the bench. Into the game for him is going to check Greg McNabb for the first time tonight. Pass lobbed over. Cardinals with 10 seconds to break the press are going to pass up ahead to Will Kress. 7 seconds to go. Lofts a pass underneath. Will Sims wide open. Has it blocked away denied at the hoop. Our Eagles trying to answer back, and a shot at the hoop as a foul is called. It'll be Ridge Thompson who is going to pick up the foul. That'll be Ridge's first foul, I believe. No, excuse me, that's his second foul, team's 8th. And to the stripe is going to be Sterling Morris, who really had no chance of getting a shot up that was any type of a good shot. So a terrible foul by Ridge Thompson, and the first free throw drops down and good. 0.5 seconds on the clock. A horrible foul by the junior, Ridge Thompson. One more ball is going to be bounced out. And again, it will be Morris to shoot the free throw, trying for his 5th straight. Can't get it to go. Rebound pulled in by Will Sims as the buzzer sounds for his 4th board of the game. Cardinals still lead by 21, 48-27. We'll take a break after this. Come back with more on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Welcome back out to the home of the Marsh Valley Eagles as the Cardinals right now were able to build on their lead slightly, outscoring Marsh Valley in that last quarter by a total of 1 point. The Cardinals ended up in the quarter with 14 points up onto the board to give them 48 on the night. Marsh Valley with their first double-digit quarter of the game. They have 13, and it will be, I believe, Soda Springs to start out with the basketball as Marsh Valley already lining themselves up in the defensive end. Cardinals break the huddle on the second buzzer, and they will break with Henry Workman back into the game, as well as Hiram Brown, Will Sims, Tanner Myers, and Ridge Thompson as their 5 onto the court. One more quarter left to play. Cardinals 8 minutes away from closing out their 5th win of the year to move to 5-2 and move to 3-2 on the season. Ridge Thompson moves the ball back over to Tanner Myers, top of the key, content to hold on to it. Now backs it out and gives off to Ridge once again. Cardinals with this lead, you really got to think that they're not necessarily going to be too pushy on trying to score and trying to hurry the pace. Myers still holds the ball. Marsh Valley really hesitant to break out and force the Cardinals to do something, but Tanner Myers content to sit there. The Cardinals continue to just be content to sit there as Myers will just hold the ball. 7 minutes and 25 seconds to go, and I know a lot of fans maybe don't like the stop and stall phase, but the Cardinals, this is something you work on when you're trying to get yourself ready for a season, as if you get into a tight game with a team, you need to learn how to stall, and that's what the Cardinals are trying to work on right now as Myers takes the ball in the paint, goes up for the shot, gets the miss. Rebound is going to be pulled in by Hiram Brown, fights one high up into the air, can't get it to go. This time the rebound's pulled in and lost by Sterling Morris, and another turnover to the Cardinals. We'll give it back over to the Soda Springs Cardinals. So it'll be Ridge Thompson to bring it forward again. Stands near half court. Over a minute gone by here. 4th quarter play, 6:50 to go. Cardinals lazily throwing a ball to Tanner Myers, and a foul is going to be called. We'll see who it goes on. Will it be on Tanner? It will be on Tanner Myers, and that's a rough call for Tanner, as neither player really near the basketball, and both of them sprawling on what seemed to be an even opportunity to go for it. In my opinion, that's better off as a no call than a foul call on either team. But it will give Marsh Valley free throws at the line. Stepping to the line, Tanner Whitworth. He's got 1-and-1 free throws. 9th team foul on the Cardinals, 4th on Tanner Myers, so he takes a seat on the bench for what will most likely be a fairly long period of time. First free throw up and rolls its way in. And ever since it's been the 1-and-1 free throws, the Marsh Valley Eagles have gone 4 for 5 on those 1-and-1s. Second free throw up, almost rolls out, but Whitworth able to get it to go. He's got his first 2 points of the game, and it cuts it to a 19-point lead. Cardinals give off to Ridge Thompson. He fires one up ahead. Henry Workman skips it to the near side, where it's going to be Will Sims. Back up to Ridge Thompson, who will hold on to it, fires it over to the left side wing. Balls gives back over to Will Sims underneath the basket. A foul is going to be called as the pass was going to Henry Workman. I believe Austin Brown is going to be called for this one, as he was holding on to Henry Workman to avoid him getting a free break to the basketball. And now Workman will get 1-and-1 free throws at the stripe. 4 points and 8 rebounds for the sophomore. He'll eye the first free throw and easily drops that one through. Cardinals now move to 6 for 9 at the free throw line. One more coming up for Workman and the sophomore. This one up, that's good as well. 7 for 10, good free throw shooting percentage on the night for the Cardinals. It's back to a 21-point lead, 50-29. To the right side of the top of the key, the ball be in the hands of Morris. Gives off to Brown, holds on the wing in front of the cheerleaders before moving it around to the left side. Deep three ball is going to be put up and skipped around the rim before going out of bounds and staying with Marsh Valley and the Eagles. The three ball was missed by Tanner Whitworth on the near side, shooting it from about 23-24 feet. 6:15 to go. Marsh Valley to inbound, down by 21. Ball inbounded to the near side. Austin Brown looks underneath the hoop. Now fires it over to Morris. He'll stutter step to his right side at the free throw line. Passes it into traffic in the lane. Ball loose on the ground. Jumped on, and a jump ball will be called, as diving for it onto the ground is Kyle Olson. And I believe it still will remain Marsh Valley and the Eagles. Great job by Olson to force the jump ball there to get underneath onto the ground. 6:05 to go, 29-50. Cardinals on top by 21. Ball to the outside. Austin Brown held it for a moment. Now passes off to Morris. He gets some room. Skips a pass into the lane. Out to the right side. Brown is going to be fouled as Ridge Thompson left his feet. Easy call for the officials there for Thompson's third foul. If Thompson stays on his feet there, that is not a difficult call. And it will be 2 free throws coming up for Marsh Valley and the Eagles. They put the foul onto the wrong side. And to the line is going to head Austin Brown. Officiating really been very good in this game so far, as the first free throw is up. And I believe and the second free throw is good. So the score goes to 50-30 as he goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line with 5 minutes and 58 seconds to go. Pass is going to be inbounded, and it's taken by Josh Balls over to the right side. Olson holds onto it, avoiding crossing the half-court line. Takes a dribble, now fires it to Henry Workman, who gives off to Josh Balls. Balls skips it over to the near side. Olson holds it on the right wing, backs it out near the logo before giving it off to Thompson. Thompson tries to feed it inside to Workman, gets deflected and picked back up. A turnover for the Cardinals will be their first of the quarter, and the Eagles will make them pay with some fancy play. Austin Wilding found on the backside, and they'll go to a 33-50 game as Austin Brown able to bring the lead down to 17 points. Olson up ahead, finds Josh Balls near the top of the key, gives off to Ridge Thompson, who goes back over to Josh Balls. He'll just hold on to it. Out to guard him is going to be Morris. Goes to his right, and Morris reaches in and fouls the senior, who will step to the line for 1-and-1 free throws, his first free throw attempts of the game. Morris picks up his second foul, team's 8th, and Josh will step to the stripe. Senior right-handed free throw shooter, also is the defending 2A cross-country state champion on the individual level. Was able to just win it over a Bear Lake runner earlier this year, and he makes the free throw. He's got 16 points now in the game, leads all scorers. Or excuse me, he's got 14 points, going for 15 here with this one as Workman checks out of the game. And into the game for him is Tanner Myers back into the contest. Ball steps to the line once again, red shoes lacing up with his red leggings, and he can't get the second free throw. Foul's going to be called off the ball, though. That goes on Greg McNabb as Will Sims hit the deck on a push from McNabb. And it'll be free throws coming up for Will Sims now, 1-and-1 here. And both teams now for the 5 minutes and 18 seconds left in this game will be at double bonus free throws after this trip to the line. Another right-handed free throw shooter for the Cardinals. Will Sims, a 6'4 junior, crouches, fires, and gets the front end. Cardinals free throw shooting the last couple of games has been spectacular, as they've really improved on that category throughout the season. One more free throw coming up, as Sims takes a couple dribbles, now crouches and fires this one up again off the front of the rim. Rebound fought for and is going to be pulled down on the play by Koford. Koford goes over to the right side, gives this one off. It's going to be a pass into the middle of the paint. Driving the hoop and being fouled on his way is Austin Wilding. He'll have a pair of free throws coming up now for Marsh Valley and the Eagles. And that'll be the 11th foul of this quarter on the Cardinals. It goes on Kyle Olson, who picks up his 4th. On the night, Austin Wilding 1 for 1, make it 2 for 2. Splashes down the first free throw, and he has one more coming up with 5:07 to go. Game slowing down a little bit with more fouls being called in this quarter than there were in that first quarter of play. One more coming up for Wilding. Has 6 points in the game, make it 7 as the second free throw is bottoms as well. And with 5:05 to go, Cardinals will bring it forward. Ridge Thompson takes the point, goes straight up the court, goes to his right, spins into the lane, stops, pops at the free throw line, can't at home. Ridge Thompson in motion has now scored in all 4 quarters as he builds his point total up to 14. Over to the right side, it'll be once again Goodworth with the basketball. Drives baseline, picks up his dribble, flips the ball outside where it's taken there by Wilding. Pump fakes, passes back to Goodworth. Right side wing, tries to step inside, drives to his left, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound off to Will Sims, and the Cardinals bring it back forward. Josh Balls over to the left side wing. Skips a pass near side, top of the key. Olsen now moves it back to Thompson, over to Balls. He'll rise, 3-ball from the far corner. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Will Sims, goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Cardinals. And Sims, they're going to say it was off of his leg instead of off of the leg of Wilding, which the direction the ball went makes sense as it went towards Wilding instead of away from him. 54-35, still a 19-point lead for the Cardinals. And it'll be brought forward again as Goodworth takes the point. Walks to his right, stutter steps, cuts into the lane, goes up for a shot, fouled on the play. Another easy call there. Ridge Thompson picks up his 4th foul. Cardinals in foul trouble, but right now with their lead where it's at, not too big of a worry for being in the foul trouble they're in. A 19-point advantage for the Cardinals, 54-35. One more free throw, first free throw I should say, up and no good for Goodworth at the line. First miss of the quarter for Marsh Valley and the Eagles. And out of the game is going to check Ridge Thompson. Into the game for him goes Henry Workman once again. Ball thrown into the hands of Goodworth. He'll crouch, fire, and this one too strong off the back of the rim. Rebound pulled in by Will Kress. And the Cardinals will again bring the ball forward over to the near side. A timeout taken. That one's going to be Greg Bergholm asking to talk things over with the squad. We'll take a timeout with them right now on KBRV 800 The Bear with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
Oh, Santa, it's nice to take a minute and relax in the recliner and love seat we got from Sanders Furniture and Appliance.
Oh, yes it is.
The folks at Sanders Furniture are always so nice to work with.
This year, they are going to help me by offering Christmas Eve delivery service to customers in the Soto Springs area.
That's great, Santa.
Stop in today for the perfect gift and have it delivered Christmas Eve. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, 148 South Main, Soto Springs.
Welcome back out to the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles. 54-35, Soto Springs on top right now with a 19-point advantage, well on their way to win number 5 on the season as they look to go 5-2 on the early year. And again, the impressive part about all that is the fact that they've done it all against 3A schools. They have yet to play a 2A school. In fact, their first game against a 2A school, if you count the Parma tournament, won't even happen until the second round of the Parma tournament. As the first team they play over at Parma is going to be the 4A Oregon Baker City Bulldogs. So they're going to take even another step up when they move over to the western side of the state later on this month. We'll be over there as well on the 28th, 29th, and 30th. So be sure to get your calendars set as the Cardinal boys and girls will be over there. Boys will play at 6 o'clock. At 6:30 on Monday, and the girls will play at 2 o'clock. Ball's going to be inbounded, and it'll be Tanner Myers to bring the basketball forward with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to go to continue that thought that I was talking about as we look for a lob to the backside. Myers skies for the ball, fouled on the way down, and he's going to step to the line. The oop pass was there, but Myers a little bit late on his back end of it, and the Cardinals will have to settle for free throw attempts coming up here as Cody Goodworth picks up his 4th foul. I was talking with Coach Brent Erickson. He says, yeah, I know Tanner Myers is going to get a dunk at some point in time this season. He's already come close once in the American Falls game on a breakaway that he just missed. And here the alley-oop just mistimed. 3 minutes and 59 seconds to go. First free throw is no good. Second free throw in and out as well. Myers now 0 for 4 from the stripe with 6 points in the game. Ball brought forward once again by Marsh Valley to the right side. Brown is going to, that's going to be Goodworth. Flips the ball outside, taken there by Wilding. He goes over to the left side. Morris rises for 2, can't get it to go from the free throw line. Olsen picks up the basketball, fires up ahead. Myers near side, lays this one up. Travel before the shot. Bergholm not happy, raises his hands from the bench. And it'll be a turnover for the Cardinals back over to Marsh Valley, the 9th of the game for the Cardinals, drawing groans of displeasure from the big Cardinal crowd here. Over to the far side, back up with the basketball, and missing on a wild shot is going to be Goodworth. Rebound pulled in by Henry Workman, trying to go coast for coast, loses the ball, but it's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by Goodworth, who is trying to make up for the missed shot for Workman. He's got 6 points now and 9 rebounds with 3:24 to go. 35-54, the score's frozen there for the last minute and a half. Josh Balls to inbound the basketball, goes over to the far side. It'll be passed up to Tanner Myers on the left wing. He'll hold the ball above his head, goes inside to Workman, who can't handle the pass, and is turned back over to Marsh Valley once again. Their 3rd turnover of the quarter for the Cardinals. Right side, going inside, pump faking, and now firing one up at the last second and missing it is going to be Ammon Marshall. Rebound goes to Koford, who lays it up and in. He's going to have a chance at an and-one basket as he's fouled on the way up. Foul goes on Henry Workman for his 2nd foul. And it'll be a 1 free throw attempt coming up for Riley Koford, who's got 6 points on the game now, with 1 more chance coming up to make it 7 as Workman will check out. Into the game for him, I believe Kyle Olsen. Josh Balls also checks back into the game, as does Will Sims. First free throw and only free throw up and good by Koford. Marsh Valley now 7 for 9 in this quarter from the free throw line. 38-54, still a 16-point advantage for the Cardinals. And another inbound play, full court pressure being loosely applied by Marsh Valley. Now they'll bring another player up. And checking into the game fresh now is going to be Tanner Whitworth as he replaces Austin Wilding, who will take a seat on the bench. Game slowing down here now in this quarter. Cardinals right now looking to try and come away with their 5th late win of the season. Olsen picks up the basketball, brings it forward, loses it, poked out of his hands, gets it back though. Ridge Thompson gets a pass from Olsen, drives into the lane, loses his handle on the ball. Down on the ground is the basketball. Another jump ball is going to be called. That's another Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball for all your automotive, snowmobile, and ATV repair needs. Call Erickson Racing and Repair in Soda Springs. 38-54 with 2 minutes and 54 seconds left to go. And Josh Ball set to inbound the basketball once again. Senior looks inside, now looks deep, lobs one inside to Olsen, who gets some room, loses the basketball, fouled on the play though. That one's going to go on Sterling Morris, his 3rd, and it'll send Olsen to the stripe where he's 1 for 2 so far. A pair of free throws coming up for him. Cardinals so far in this quarter have been 4 for 8 from the stripe. So taking a step down in their free throw shooting here. Olsen eyes the first one and gets that one to go easily down onto the mark for his 2nd point of the game. Cardinals lead goes back up now to 17 points, looking for 18 if they can knock home 1 more. New substitutions into the game for Marsh Valley. Is onto the bench is going to be Jeff Wilding. Back into the game, checks Sterling Morris with his 4 fouls. Free throw up, and getting the friendly roll is Olsen. Kicked off the backboard and dropped its way down. 56-38, and up the court once again is going to come Marsh Valley to the right side. Passing the ball off, it'll be a wide open attempt there from Whitworth. Cans home the triple. A quick timeout called by Marsh Valley as that cuts the deficit to 15 with 2:42 to go. We'll take a timeout here as well. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 17th through the 30th. We start off with a ribeye holiday roast for $6.89 a pound. They also have frozen bone-in half spiral hams for $1.27 a pound. And don't forget about their holiday New York roast for $4.99 a pound as well. If you're looking for some delicious veggies, go ahead and grab one of their 2-pound packages of baby carrots for $2.49. They also have grape tomatoes for $1.99 for every 10.5-ounce package. That's your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Back out here at the home of the Marsh Valley Eagles. Foul trouble for both teams right now in this final quarter of play, in the final 2 minutes and 42 seconds left to go in a game that has slowed down to a crawl here. The Cardinals, though, comfortably in front by 15 points, 56-41, on their way to another 60-point game. And for the Cardinals so far this season, they've cracked the 60-point margin several times, as this has definitely been a team that can put points on the board. They put 63 on South Fremont. They let 59 get on them by Sugar Salem, then put 71 on American Falls in their last game. So the Cardinals 4 points away from their third 60-point game of the year, as it will be Tanner Myers to inbound the basketball. He looks over to his left, now passes it near to Ridge Thompson. Ridge will bring a dribble, lofts one up ahead to Tanner Myers, brings it forward, fires a pass into Sims. He goes underneath across the paint to Josh Balls, who gets it back out to Ridge Thompson. Open for three, settles down into the hoop. There's your play of the game, as great passing by the Cardinals breaks the press and finds a wide open Ridge Thompson, who completes the three-point basket. Onto the outside, trying to answer back, and up not taking the shot is Morris. He gives off to Whitworth, goes to the right side. Brown tries to drive in, kicks it out to the near side. Open from 15 feet and dropping it home like it's nothing is Ammon Marshall for his 4th point of the game. 59-43, Cardinals with a 16-point lead. Olsen with the basketball, travels with the basketball. No, they call a carry on Olsen, and that'll turn it back over to Marsh Valley once again. Cardinals with their 11th turnover of the game to 15 for Marsh Valley, as they've had 8 turnovers in this second half of play. Marsh Valley only with 4. So almost a role reversal there, but the Cardinals have not yet let Marsh Valley pay, or let Marsh Valley hasn't made the Cardinals pay for their turnovers. Into the lane, beautiful dribbling by Goodworth, $1 million move, 10-cent finish as he can't finish the shot. Olsen pulls down the rebound. He's fouled on the way up the court, and he's going to have a pair of free throws coming up as Austin Brown picks up his 3rd foul. Olsen 3 for 4 from the stripe so far, made his last 2. One of the better free throw shooters, as a chance of Randy starts over from the far sideline with the student section. Dies off quickly as the first free throw is made by Kyle Olsen. That's the way to shut up any crowd, is just go ahead and make your free throws and make them know that the chants don't matter. As Will Kress will check back into the game. 60-43. With 1:49 to go, Olsen puts up this free throw, rattles that down. He's made his last 4. He's now 5 for 6, improving the Cardinals' free throw shooting percentage. And back up the court to the right side is going to come Goodworth. Spins into the lane, boats one up. There's your $1 million move with the $1 million finish. Goodworth said, I didn't feel good about myself not finishing it last time. Let's try that same move again. 16-point advantage for the Cardinals. Balls finds Ridge Thompson open near side wing for 3. In motion. Ridge Thompson cans his 4th triple of the game, and the Cardinals lead back to 19. 64-45 with 1:20 to go. Over to the right side of the court. Brown steps in. Whitworth open for 3 of his own. Skips off the front of the rim. Tanner Myers pulls down the rebound, and he's going to be fouled as he tried to step through a double team that was going for the basketball. And 2 free throws coming up for Tanner Myers on the other side to build the lead even further for Soda Springs. This one's going to be an impressive win for the Cardinals, as after a big first quarter, Marsh Valley fought back brilliantly to give them some credit. And even when the Cardinals were being sent to the line, the Cardinals were still able to hold on to their lead and keep it right about where it sat to begin with, as the first free throw by Myers up and good. In fact, if Myers can make this second free throw, the Cardinals will have that 21-point lead back up again after watching Marsh Valley cut it to as little as 14. Second free throw, no good. Rebound is going to be pulled down by Austin Brown. That's going to be his first board of the game. Goes over to his left, goes into the lane, bows between the legs at the free throw line. Now passes it back outside. Whitworth for three, off the side of the rim. Myers pulls down another rebound, fires it up ahead to Ridge Thompson, who can't control the pass, throws it over his head and back into the hands of Marsh Valley and the Eagles. The fifth turnover for the Cardinals. Right side open for three. Goodworth can't get it to go. Rebound bounces right into the hands of Austin Brown. His shot rolls in and out, no good. And back up court will come the Cardinals as Will Kress picks up another rebound. That's going to be his sixth. Over to the left side, it'll be Ridge Thompson. Now comes back over to his right with 32 seconds to go. Dribbles to the wing, finds Josh Balls, top of the key over to the far side. Myers pump fakes, holds onto the ball, though no need to shoot right now if you're the Cardinals with under 30 to go. We'll see what Marsh Valley decides to do as the Cardinals looking to try and just run the clock out, up 65-45. They'll give it off to Olsen, right side of the top of the key. Back over to Josh Balls. He'll hold it over on the left side. Gives it off to Tanner Myers once again. Avoids getting fouled. Now drives into the lane. Lays one up softly. Tanner Myers gets his 9th point of the game. He's had a solid performance, 67-45. Last second shot at the buzzer. Air balls out of bounds. And the Cardinals wrap this one up with an impressive victory. Their second in a row over a 3A school, 67-45, a 22-point win. We'll have our post-game show coming up for you on the backside of this break on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Well, do not you like winter?
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 17th through the 30th. We start off with a ribeye holiday roast for $6.89 a pound. They also have frozen bone-in half spiral hams for $1.27 a pound. And don't forget about their holiday New York roast for $4.99 a pound as well. If you're looking for some delicious veggies, go ahead and grab one of their 2-pound packages of baby carrots for $2.49. They also have grape tomatoes for $1.99 for every 10.5-ounce package. That's your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Well, do not you like winter? Winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Welcome back out into the post-game show. Caleb Bergraff here on KBRV 800 The Bear and joined now on our post-game show with the assistant coach for the Cardinals, Brent Erickson. And Coach, a solid effort for your guys out there. Marsh Valley made it a little bit interesting there at the end of the third and at the beginning of the fourth quarter, but you guys were able to survive their push. And what were your thoughts just overall in the way your kids were able to perform?
Well, we come out in the first half and dictated the pace of the game. We've got Marsh Valley's coach come out in the second half. He tried to spread it and take advantage of our help side defense and just penetrate and kick. And they made a little run doing that. We got into a little bit of foul trouble, but other than that, our kids come back and hit some big shots down the stretch and open it back up to 20, so we got to feel good about that. I thought the first half we controlled the ball. We took care of it. I think we had us for 4 turnovers, and that's super. I don't know what we ended up with the game, but this is another, this Marsh Valley team was a quick team. We had trouble dribbling them or guarding them off the dribble. That's where we got into a little bit of foul trouble, but other than that, it was a great team effort.
I agree with you on the team effort side of things. Again, everybody who played able to crack into the scorebook. That's something that's probably impressed me most about this team so far is it doesn't matter what team you're playing. It doesn't matter how many points go up on the board. There's always 6, 7 different players who are cracking the scoreboard for you guys.
Well, I thought we had a good night shooting the ball. Rich Thompson especially, he shot the ball extremely well. I don't know what he ended up with, but I felt like we were behind the arc. We took good shots, and I don't know how many we missed, but I think we was above 50% from behind the arc, and you're going to take that on any night.
One of the other things that we noticed, myself and Ben Jacobson, who's running the camera up here, noticed is this game, something we've seen that you didn't see in some of the other ones, was you really posted up some of your guards down low on the lower block a little bit more early on in the game, which opened up them outside of the basket when they made their cuts away from the low block. Is that something you guys look to do as a team to try and maybe, when you don't have that huge size, really use some of your guards down low to open up some space?
Well, Coach Bergholm's always looking for mismatches, and usually anybody that's guarding Tanner Myers, he's going to be able to post up, and we like to go to him. He's such a strong kid, and he jumps really well. It's really hard. You put a taller defender on him, and Tanner takes him off the dribble, but he really likes to take advantage of mismatches, and that's what Coach Bergholm's looking for.
When you look at a couple more questions for you here, one of the other things I was impressed at tonight was just the free throw shooting consistency that you guys had. How important is it as a coach when you see your kids making those free throws, not just early in the game, but also late in the game, where you guys you ended up 14 for 22 by my count in the game, but in the fourth quarter, you guys ended up shooting 9 for 14 at the line. That's a great free throw shooting percentage to have in that fourth quarter of play. How big is that for you as a coach to see?
Oh, it's huge. It comes down to a close game. It usually comes down to free throws because you're getting fouled and going to the line. In the fourth quarter, you want to have we'd like to shoot in above 70% as a team, but definitely in the fourth quarter because that's when they really count. They count during all 4 quarters, but in the fourth quarters can win or lose a game for you at the free throw line. We work on it every night in practice. The kids are shooting 80 free throws a night, so we work on that part of the game.
Always a huge piece. And one final question for you, and we'll let you get out on this one, and that's up next. You guys have the Parma tournament. You guys haven't taken a break as far as the teams that you've played so far, as far as where the teams rank. All 3A schools so far, you never drop down to the 1As. It doesn't get any easier for you at Parma as you start out and you take on Baker City. It is going to be their JV team, but they're a 4A school in Oregon. After that, most of the teams at the Parma tournament are also going to be 3A schools with teams like Weiser, with teams like North Fremont coming down. How much does it help to see the success that you've had going 5-2 against some of these bigger schools when you go into a tournament like that, where you have you really don't get that rest against any smaller schools?
Well, headed into the Parma tournament, we've come off a 30-plus win at American Falls, and then we come in Marsh Valley, which has been a tough gym for us to win, and we come up with 20-plus win here. So the kids are going to be flying into Parma with a lot of confidence on and it starts with the defense. Caleb, our defensive pressure, we had Marsh Valley so frustrated in the first half. They couldn't do anything, and they was trying to post up the big kid, and we was double teaming him, and he got so frustrated. His last time he threw the ball, just air melted into the stands, So, yeah, going into this Parma tournament, it's a huge confidence thing for us coming off 2 wins like we have. We always like to go up there and play opponents that we never see, opponents that never see us, and plus it's a 3-day setting, so it sets us up for the state tournament.
Always a huge tournament. We're going to be out there as well, and I was telling people your first game 6:30 on Monday. You take on Baker City. As I said, a win in that game will put you into the winner's bracket. We're no worse than third. A loss in that game, again, it's a tough team you're going to be going against, so no shame in that, but hopefully we'll be talking about another win. If the guys can keep shooting the way that they've been shooting tonight and shooting the way they've been shooting the last couple of games, hopefully we'll be talking about some good scores.
Yeah, we'll take one game at a time, and I'm sure Coach is already thinking about that first game against Baker, but I think these kids are going to be tough to beat, and it's Christmas too, so Santa Claus is going to come.
Always good when the big man is draw. He wears red, so he's got to be a Soda fan. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad!
Oh, come on! This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back once more to the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles. A quick wrap-up of this game before we have one more break to come for you guys. No sports update as the winter season has started, which means not a whole lot to talk about on the sports update. We'll see what we can do when the Parma tournament rolls around, but we do want to take a look at the final numbers in this one. We start with our shot of the game, and again, that's got to be the first shot of the contest. Ridge Thompson started out with a bang for the Cardinals. 5 seconds into the game, canning a triple from the left side wing, and it got the Cardinals off to a phenomenal start in this one with a 3-0 lead. They go on to win 67-45. Your play of the game has to be, again, another Ridge Thompson shot. The Cardinals brought the basketball forward, moved it around well, went under. They broke the press, got it up to half court. Will Kress passed it underneath the basket. A pass then to Josh Balls on the right side corner beyond the three-point line. He made one extra pass over to Ridge Thompson, was wide open on the right side wing, canned home the three as well. One of his 4 threes that he made on the night in order to give him 20 points on the night to lead all scorers. That is your shot of the game your play of the game brought to you by Trail Canyon Lodge Bed and Breakfast in Soda Springs. Of course, your shot of the game brought to you by Gem Valley Surveyors. For your surveying needs, call Wade at 208-425-9035. And I also want to give another shout out to our jump ball sponsor, Erickson Racing and Repair. For all your automotive, snowmobile, and ATV repair needs, call Erickson Racing and Repair in Soda Springs. Well, the final wrap-up on stats, Ridge Thompson leads the way with 20 points for the Cardinals, 14 points for Josh Balls, who also had 3 triples in the game for the Cardinals, 9 points for Tanner Myers, 6 points for Henry Workman, as well as 9 rebounds to lead the team in that category. He fell short of another double-double. He had 2 straight coming into that possession. 5 points for Kyle Olson, 5 points for Will Sims, 4 points for Will Kress, and 4 points for Hiram Brown as well. Cardinals had everybody crack the scoreboard tonight that was able to get out there and play in the game, except for Riley Harris, who got a couple of minutes but did not get onto the scoreboard. On the other side for Marsh Valley, they had their leading scorers as Riley Coford, who had 7 points and 7 rebounds, and Austin Brown, 7 points and 2 rebounds, 7 points as well for Austin Wilding. 6 points for Sterling Morris, 5 points for Tanner Whitworth, 4 points apiece for Ammon Marshall and Dylan Kelly, and 5 points for Cody Goodworth. The next time these two teams are going to match up against each other will not be for a little while. The girls will come here on January 2nd. We'll be here for that game as well. But after that, it won't be until January 14th when Marsh Valley will take on Soda Springs and the Cardinals. We're going to take one more quick commercial break, wrap up with our sports outlook for what's coming up next on KBRV 800 The Bear. After that, we'll take a break on mylocalradio.com and KBRV 800 The Bear.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to
Then what you're going to do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first 3 lights and then take the next left. I don't really think 5 more blocks and you should be there.
Who am I to judge, right?
Park on the right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
One final wrap-up here at the home of Marsh Valley and the Eagles. Soda Springs sweeps the Eagles in all 3 games. Didn't catch a C-team score, but the JV team wins 54-48. The varsity team wins 67-45 on a big night for both Ridge Thompson and Josh Balls for Soda Springs and the Cardinals. Tanner Myers added another 9 points for Soda Springs as well. As far as our look ahead, here's what's coming up next for us. It's going to be Grace and the girls basketball team taking on Westside. That'll be a 6:40 pregame and a 7 o'clock opening tip for that basketball game. After that, we are going to be on the road over at Parma. We'll be there starting on Monday afternoon, 2 o'clock opening tip for the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals. They'll be opening things up from the high school gym. After that, the boys will be taking the court at 6:30 when they take on Baker City. The girls will be taking on Emmett in their contest. So there's your look ahead. We're going to take a final look at our well, that's actually all we're going to do. Final score of this game, once again, 67-45. Soda Springs with a 22-point victory. Thank you for listening into the Cardinal postgame show. The proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. I'd also like to thank our sales team as well as our office manager, Kim Miller, and general manager, Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in as well. Once again, our final score tonight, 67-45 for tonight's videographer, Ben Jacobson. I'm Caleb Burgraff saying until next time, let's go Cardinals, let's go Caribou County.
We hope you have enjoyed this presentation of Caribou County basketball on KBRV The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Visit our website for a full schedule of upcoming games and for recaps of every game we have covered this year. Until next time we take to the air with Caribou County Sports, goodbye and good night.